ABC Sport. You're listening to the 2025 AFL Premiership season.
AFL. Don't get better than this.
On your radio,
Sport Digital.
and on the ABC Listen app.
Take a seat, 'cause I don't get better than this.
The reigning premiers return to their home deck, taking on the team that they beat to climb the mountain in the last game of last season. It's Brisbane versus Sydney as this Saturday of footy continues on ABC Sport. Welcome. Quentin Hull is my name, and there's a few showers around in Brisbane. Cloud cover over the top of the Gabba, but hopefully we're going to get through in pretty good conditions here for a game which, well, the narratives always are split with either side. For Sydney, it's pretty simple. 6 of their last 8 they've won this season under Dean Cox, first up in 2025, seems to get better as it gets longer for Sydney, and there's no greater motivation than trying to take the team down that embarrassed you on the greatest stage at the end of last year. And for the Brisbane Lions, well, they've set themselves up for another September tilt, and with the wobbles at Collingwood, that door to get inside the top 2 is well and truly open. It's a tough 3-game finish for the Lions. Sydney today, they go to Perth to play the Dockers. They have Hawthorn at home to finish. So really, if they are to try and lock away that top 2, not much of a room to slip up in that cluttered upper echelon of the ladder. Today's a must-win for the Brisbane Lions if they are hopefully going to get the opportunity to only make one trip on a plane in September. Michael Price is calling the action with me. Michael, great to be alongside you for a keenly anticipated game. I remember calling this game similar time of last season. We didn't know it was going to be the grand final rehearsal then, but it was one of the best games of the year. There's something about these two, and I reckon the Swans are up for it today. How are you?
Yeah, I'm brilliant, thank you, Q, and once again just honoured to be in the best seat in the house here. And I agree with you. They always match up well. The Swans bring it when they come to the Gabba as well. Have the Lions been at their best at the Gabba all year? No, they haven't. They've been better away. I reckon this is going to be an absolute cracker and a close one.
Yeah, Sydney certainly led early on before the Lions pipped the Swans back in round 1/week 2 of the competition when Brisbane got that one by 4 points. They've won 5 in a row against Sydney. Your experts today, 2001 Brownlow medalist Jason Ackermanis. Welcome, Acker. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. Oh, we hate the Swans if you're a Lions man. I
Memories of Jared Crouch going through your mind coming to the ground today?
No, he's an idiot, but he was part of playing against them, and we didn't like it. We put more when Paul Roos took over. He said, Paul Roos is such a dour, just tag everyone kind of guy, and 20 years later, they're far more enjoyable to watch. But today will be another cracker, we hope. We always hope.
Former number 1 draft pick and All-Australian D's Club champion Jeff White, welcome to you. How are you feeling ahead of this twilight fixture?
Yeah, good now. It's a good start by Acker, as usual.
He's like Mitchell Stark at the start of the test match. You never want to miss Jason Ackermanis out of the gates.
Straight in. He actually was really calm before he went on air, and then that's why he was building up. Danger game for Brisbane. I think they'll win, but when you go against Sydney, they'll play. I reckon they're going to play through the corridor. I reckon they're going to play on every opportunity, and they're going to take the game on. Danger game for Brisbane. And
hopefully for the crowd that's coming in, and for Jamie Stanton out on the boundary, AFLW original stand-up. Great to have you on board on the boundary this afternoon. You've got the best seat in the house to see what's going on down there. It's a huge clash.
Yeah, it should be a fantastic clash. It's an absolute Melbourne summer day down here. It's about 17 degrees, feels like 13, 14, with many clouds in the sky. So very Victorian weather up here in Queensland.
Good on you, Jamie. Great to have you on board. Just repeating that late team news. So Brandon Starcevic has a hamstring concern, awareness. I don't know whether I'd go as far as saying injury. He's not playing, and hamstring was quoted as the reason. So Devon Robertson comes into the team for Brisbane. He is the sub. No late changes for Sydney. Caden Cleary will be the sub for the Swans. There's a number of storylines. Among them, Well done to Tom Duday making his return to the AFL.
Number 12.
It's
for
been
Brisbane.
more than 2 years, Jason, since he's played in the AFL. He's played, speaking of number 12, he's played 12 games in the VFL to get that body and mind right to return to the top level. Who wins, Aka?
Lions by about 7-8 goals. They get on a roll. They need it.
Okay, Jeff?
Lions, but close. 3 goals.
Okay, here's Michael Price for the opening bounce.
We're back into the middle. It's Grundy. He gets it first tap, but it's sharked there by McCluggage. Handball in front of Rayner, tackled by Mills. Ball in the ground, picked up by Heaney. His scrubbing kick. It's cut off there by Darcy Wilmot. Played on quickly. Man on the mark affected the kick. Picked up by Zorko. Handball back into the middle to Wilmot. Got around Heaney a little bit too easily. Kicks long inside 50. Big contest coming. Oh, that's a good mark. Good mark taken by Blakey in front of Henry Smith.
Swans have got it deep in defence. Hand pass to McCartan. Went to deck, cleaned up, handed it off to Mills. Hands to Lloyd, who's got a bit of space, D50 left half back. Hands it back to McCartan, to Mills, and now to Wicks at half back. Kicks to the wing, intercepted by Harris Andrews, the co-captain for the Lions. Chips infield to Zorko. Marks and switches across the centre square to the bullseye. Wilmot there to take the grab. Brisbane with it on halfway. You're welcome to join us on the SMS 0437 774 774. Wilmot laterally chips to the wing. Hipwood's got the ball for the Lions. Gets onto his left boot. Long kick towards the pocket and a big pack, almost a mark, to Morris. Got a first hand, couldn't complete the mark. Ground level. And Archie's wrapped up by the Swans' defence.
After that first centre bounce, Jordan straight to McCluggage.
Yeah,
spoke about a possible matchup.
I saw the blonde there. Didn't know whether that was Mills or Jordan applying the tackle. It was Mills, and there is Jordan near Hugh McCluggage. Off that tap, McCluggage was manhandled before the ball got to him, so Jordan's given away the free kick. McCluggage with it for Brisbane. Left half forward and 60 from goal. Chips it to the goal mouth. Dunkley back with the flight. 2 grabs. Yes. Yes. No.
Yes.
No, the umpire says
Free kick.
ball up.
Oh.
He
What
didn't
is
get,
he watching?
didn't get first purchase, I don't think, Jace. So
I think he did. But anyway, let's play on.
Umpire throws it up quickly. Dunkley out of the pack, makes up for it. There you go. Josh Dunkley read that off the ruckman's hands. I'll call it a draw with regards to who got the tap out. But definitely Dunkley was the man with the sharp shooting right leg from 20 metres out and gets the first score on the board for the Lions. One straight to the Swans yet to score.
What about making a point? Hey, Umpy, I marked that. There you go.
And he's not one.
Here's 6 points.
And he's not one to carry on either. He knew he marked it. But that's what about the universe just evening up right there? Just a nice sharp.
But I loved how it was an even hit, but how quick he got it to his boot. That was outstanding, and great front and centre.
He's as big as you. How tall is he? 190 something. He's a big boy. Now, the way they're moving at the Lions, they could go a bit quicker through the middle, but they're not, which is very odd. That said, Logan Morris nearly taking the hang there. It's going to be an interesting afternoon.
centre bounce. Grundy against Fort. Fort taps down. Will Ashcroft sharks the pack. Chips to left half forward. Rayner takes the grab. Kick and a half from goal. Kicks Brisbane wide to the pocket. Too wide. Out of bounds on the full. Free kick to Sydney. Blakey will take it. In gloomy conditions, there's just been little scuddy showers around today. You wouldn't call it. It's just annoying rain so far today. Blakey's short pass marked by Heaney at right half back for Sydney. The superstar number 5 plays on with a kick down the wing, and McLean juggles a mark, tangling with Andrews. Good mark for Hayden McLean. Between wing and right half forward. Sydney looking for their first forward entry. It's a chip to the pocket. Out the back, Buller a chance to rove. Can't really get his hands on it. Gardner comes in for Brisbane. Lost the ball. Papley picks up. Ham passes out to the forward pocket, and the snap on goal is just a behind from Jordan on his left boot. Didn't hit that as desired. Brisbane 1 straight, Sydney 1 behind.
That was sharp. Going sharp on goal with no options here for Fletcher's got to go long.
It was Campbell who kicked that point. Apologies.
Jasper Fletcher. That's a long kick towards the commentary wing. Nicely cut off by Cunningham. Cue the River Arena reference.
Not yet.
Not yet. Well,
Wrong.
No, we're just going to hold on to that for the time being. Kicks it to left half forward. Grundy the target. Nicely spoiled there by Darcy Fort. Chad Warner picked it up. Handball came from McCartan back to Papley, inside 50. Oh, good contest, Zach Bailey.
Oh, he likes playing against Sydney too.
He used his body very well there, didn't he? Acker took a good defensive mark. Now he signals to chip it to left half back to Archie on the arc.
Very short pass. Archie plays on, kicks to the wing. Contest between Blakey and Sharp. Blakey's beaten him pointlessly 2 times now. Great mark. He plays on, kicks to Heaney in the pocket. And Heaney takes the grab. Tough angle, 30 out. And that's, again, well, Blakey did it deep on Smith, and now he's done it up on the wing against the youngster.
I love his urgency already, the Lizard, off the half-back line. He's just... His first possession, he was a bit of a fumble, but it was able to play on. His mindset is to play on. This is what I said at the start. Sydney's going to play on every opportunity.
Heaney, 2 steps infield. Left foot snap from the right forward pocket. And Isaac Heaney kicks Sydney's first goal of the game. Swans 1-1, Lions 1 straight if you missed the score at the G. Saints got up in a tight game, we'll put it that way. It was dour at times, but close. Saints 8-8-56 over the Tigers 7-10-52.
When they had those low patches, Sydney, the Lizard, they weren't getting involved. That's been the difference, I reckon. And early signs already, he's getting his hands on the ball.
And it's different in every time, in every game that you've ever seen. It's the guys that can do that, take off, accelerate, and use their kicking power to a great example there from the Lizard. I'm having flashbacks. I saw the Lizard used to live across the road from me in Ulimba when he was 5. And then Isaac
when his dad was working here?
Yeah, when his dad was working here. And Isaac Heaney, I met him when he was 15, 16, was in the academy in Newcastle. There you go.
So we're back into the middle of the Gabba, slapped down by Grundy, nicely taken by Sheldrick up and down the chimney.
Okay.
He barely goes the distance. Big clash of bodies in there. Well done, Jasper Fletcher and Papley both wore it. Hacked out there, nicely taken by Sam Wicks. Just behind centre wing in front of the Swans bench on the Stanley Street side of the ground. Everybody's set up in front of him, so Wicks now gets onto his right boot. Kicks it inside 50, a massive pack, and floating back, Darcy Gardner read it best. Took a good defensive mark.
Called to play on, stepped off his mark. The ump was hot on it, but he's okay with the chip, which is marked on the left half-back flank.
It's feeling each other out at the moment, both sides, I reckon.
Grab taken by Marshall. Marshall's chip to Zorko at half-back. Kicks to the middle of the ground, and Dunkley takes the grab right near the bullseye. Slow build-up here for Brisbane. What's that whistle for? Is that a 50-metre penalty?
Zork's got hit in the back play. Have to look at the replay.
Errol Goulden's not far from him. Yeah, I missed that spot fire, Jason.
He is the culprit. Zork seems to get himself in these type of situations every week.
Well,
we love when he does.
He's earned Dunkley a shot at goal. That's a very good 50. That's about 65 metres.
Oh, buy real estate on this man.
Exactly.
He can go work for me.
So the free kick was given in the bullseye, and now the man on the mark's only 30 metres out. So Josh Dunkley, he's already kicked a goal against his dad's old club. 2 steps. Yeah, that was an Andrew Dunk kick, not a Josh Dunk kick. Has pushed it right. It's a point. 1-1-7 apiece. We've played 8 minutes at the Gabba. Saturday footy on... What day is it? Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
It's Saturday. Feels like Sundays.
Yeah.
It's got a touch of the Sundays about it. As Blakey now comes out of the goal square, and that's a long bomb straight up the middle to the circles, and there's the Chad Warner floats in front of the pack, takes a mark. That's a shocking handball. Put his teammate in Goulden under pressure. He's tackled off it, but he goes back in and tries to make good, does Warner. Through hands to row bottom now. Forward of the pack. It's picked up by Sheldrick from 50. He goes long, and Harris Andrews peeled back before Sheldrick even kicked the ball. He was reading it. Took a good defensive mark, kicks it forward immediately. He found Zorko to the arc, and he's got McLuggage.
Right down the corridor, kicks to Hipwood, marks it in the bullseye, turns on his left, deep entry coming up for Brisbane. Out the back, Morris leaps to a beautifully placed kick and takes the mark 35 metres from goal.
Wow, that was Jeff White. If it wasn't for Charlie just had to hold out the Lizard there in... Oh, my goodness, if he didn't have that, he wasn't going to have the run and jump that he did, Logan Morris. So.
But I love the instincts of Hipwood then, just to wheel and go on his left foot, be able to hit it in space.
Andrews corridor bang, Zorko corridor bang, Hipwood corridor deep quickly, and then here's the mark to the...
But the elevation too.
Yeah.
It wasn't a flat drop punt, just gave it a bit of height, and
Nice touch.
yeah, great kick.
They keep singing this young man's praises. And why not? 40 goals already this year. He was hot at the G and he's returned home and kicked another. This rising career. Logan Morris. Fine set shot. 40 metres out, slightly left. And Brisbane returns to the lead at 2-1-13 to 1-1-7 through 9.5.
You just got to get it in. Like he went for that big hang at the start of the game, and that was the kick from Hipwood. Just put it in space. Let him jump for it. Don't. If he's on the lead, yes, get him. But if he's behind his opponent, just give it some elevation. No one. He's showing that at the moment. He's showing his class. How his vertical leap is outstanding, and that's what he was able to do then.
Very size, very agile, very quick, reads it well. I think, and the boys tell me how he works on his craft, and that's not easy, particularly in marking contests for a young fellow and what he's doing. 6 last week, could have been 7. Well, there's not many players can kick 6 in a game. Jeffrey.
Basketball background as well. He attributes that to his vertical leap and his clean handling of the ball. Lucky for us, he changed to footy.
It's more money in footy, surely.
He slaps it down. Depends on which country you're playing in. The Swans now at the back of the stoppage. It's a long kick. It's cut off there at centre half, back by Darcy Wilmot. And that is, well, the crowd was screaming for 50 as Goulden cribbed across the mark. Now he's gone laterally to the right. Harris Andrews was trying to shepherd and Buller tackled him. When he eventually picked the ball up, he's trying to shrug Buller off. Young Jack Buller, I like the cut of this boy's jib.
Oh, what's a jib? But that was easily a free kick. Whatever you want to do, umpire, and then could have put him for holding the ball. He's having a little bit of a confusing afternoon.
Umpire's going to throw it up. Grundy versus Smith, an interesting matchup. Smith at ground level, slapped it back, picked up there by Lloyd, tackled it off the ball. It spills, picked up by McCluggage, wheels around onto the left foot. That's a beautifully weighted kick to Archie. Getting back there was McCartan. He got, it was Milliken, who actually spoiled it back to Dunkley. Dunkley to Hipwood to right half forward. Good contest. That was McCartan, tapped it over the boundary line. Jamie Stanton's over there.
Yeah, boys, just after Zorko's hit with Errol Goulden, he's just come off and gone straight down to the rooms, probably just getting a HIA, but at the moment he's underneath.
Good on you, Jamie. Jamie Stanton on the boundary for us today. You can get in touch on 0437 774 774. Very shallow throw in. Wick's got a toe to it for the Swans, but Fletcher's there for Brisbane. Hands it off to Levi Ashcroft, 70 from goal. Kicks to the forward pocket. Blakey flies to knuckle the pack. Good use of the body from the Swans. McInerney, hand pass given on to Sheldrick. Kick semi-smothered. Ball still at half back for the Swans. Picked up by Detoli. He's immediately tackled. Umpire's calling.
Too high.
Wick's got high contact among that battle for possession. So Sam Wicks will take the free kick just inside defensive 50.
Tell me his dad's name's John, sure.
Well, it's Wicks, not Wick.
Oh, very true.
It's John Wick, the Keanu Reeves character, Jace.
Get this.
Swans to the wing. Goulden takes the mark. Plays on quickly with a hand pass to Mills. Hands it to half forward. Space for Sheldrick. Hands it on to Lloyd. Runs to 55. Brilliant transfer, Swans. Kicks to the pocket. And Buller takes the mark. 30 from goal. Hard on the boundary in the left forward pocket.
They're going to do that all day, Q. It's slingshot footy off the halfback line.
That's Detoli. It's not Buller. Apologies. A couple of these new blondies in the forward line. So this is just his second game, Detoli. Had a shot to kick his first goal last week and missed it. But here he is. Pick 22 from Vic Metro. He's gone for the snap punt. Still hasn't kicked a Golden League footy. It's punched through for a point. Brisbane 2-1-13, Sydney 1-2-8.
I was saying this morning to 8-year-old kids playing Aussie rules footy, that's too far out to kick a snap. Just kick, drop punts. I don't know what they do.
I think you might have a few old school footballers agree with you, including one Jay Dunstall, as the ball's brought back in there by Fletcher and put a little bit of pressure on Harris Andrews. He had to fist it over the boundary line and get a throw in. So left half forward for the Swans, right half back for the Lions. The Lions are attacking the city end, the right as we're looking at it, after Harris Andrews won the toss earlier. The throw in now. It's McLean versus Smith. Smith got it down. It was a high shot on Levi Ashcroft. There was an indiscriminate tackle there from James Jordan. And Levi Ashcroft has the ball. 55 out from his own defensive goal. Chips it forward. Short of the wing. Charlie Cameron's come a long way down the ground to take that mark. He gets an aggressive kick into the corridor. Forward to the centre circles. He hits Jared Berry. He immediately moves it on long. There's going to be a big fly. Oh, it's Hipwood. Morris spoiled. Front and square was McInerney. He got it away, put his teammate in Florent under pressure. Still got the handball away. Now it's loose in the middle. Jordan, handball to Sheldrick. He puts on the afterburners. Kicks a floating Sackett, still made it there. Good mark taken by Braden Campbell. 35 out, slight angle to the left.
It's so ugly, that kick.
There's that slingshot footy from the half-back line.
Yeah, bad turnover.
Bad turnover. So if they win it, that's where it really exposes Brisbane's defence, because they're running in numbers and they're going through the corridor extremely hard, the Swans.
Brisbane are going to want to just pin you in down in the forward line. So, you know, when they do that, you get it quickly. You have shots on goal like this.
Braden Campbell. From 30, the left foot is nice. Just squeaks through for a goal. Swannies get their second and they move 1 point in front. 2-2-14 plays 2-1-13, and we've played approximately 15 minutes of the first quarter.
Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Quentin Huller, Michael Price calling the action. Jamie Stanton on the boundary.
All Brizzy Lions fans will be extremely happy. Dane Zorko's about to run back on the field.
Your analysts, Jeff White and Jason Ackermanis.
Yeah. Oh, Dorks. Might have got a poke in the eye, it looked like. That's your HIA, but anyway.
Well, Braden Campbell, along with Errol Goulden, made their debuts at this ground the last time Sydney beat the Lions.
That's great memories.
That was that was round one of 2021. It was a pretty wet night that night.
That wasn't COVID, was it?
Logan McDonald played in that game as well, but he's, of course, injured and not out there tonight for the Swans. Centre bounce, Sydney by a point. Neither ruckman gets a telling tap. Fort picks up the ball, tackled immediately by Heaney. Another stoppage.
A bit of space, I'd say, for both sides. No wonder if you get it out and you're a bit cleaner, Jeff White, you will be on.
McLean with Fort. Fort taps down, but Chad Warner with the robe. No Corey today. Little kick is
50, yeah.
marked by Sheldrick, and then Zorko knocks the ball out of his hands. 50-metre penalty to Angus Sheldrick, and he'll be brought into scoring range.
Well, I think Zorks was in two minds, Whitey.
I think
that
because
15 minutes?
Yeah, 15. Yeah, I think he was in two minds to know whether it was 15 minutes or he didn't see the juggling mark.
Yeah,
he was blindsided.
15 metres or touch, take your pick and then end up doing the wrong thing. 50 metres, slapped it out of his hand. That's a short 50.
Yeah. Man on the marks, 20 metres out. Angus Sheldrick kicking to the school end. In overcast conditions at the Gabba. Left footer from Western Australia drives it through. Sydney with back-to-back goals. Swans 3-2, Lions 2-1. 17 minutes played at the Gabba.
It's a little bit soft, some of these goals. That said, we're not seeing that emotion and ferocious defence from the Lions or the Swans. They are just banking on sort of that pressure. It's just enough and to try and get those turnovers, Whitey. And I think if we're going to see that all game, it's not going to continue to bode well for the Lions. If they start to bring that heat and those turnovers and pin it in down forward, that's their way. That's how they control the games. But they're going to keep trying to get those quick turnovers, so it should be entertaining.
Yeah, they're 3-1 in favour of the centre bounce clearances at the moment for the Swans. So they're attacking, they're hunting the ball.
If you were around the start to the Richmond St Kilda game today, it was all uncontested. This is so different, isn't it? It just looks like a different sport almost at the start of that game.
Indeed, back into the middle of the Gabba, perfect bounce. Fort versus McLean. Fort got it down beautifully to Levi Ashcroft, and that's another floating horrible kick. Oh, massive crash in the pack. There's a couple of lines down Archie and Hipwood as Melican gathers for the Swans. Kicks it to right half back. Well done by Heaney, who got in front of Berry for Brisbane. Managed to take it over the boundary line. Just having a look back, those lines are both on haunches. In fact, it's Henry Smith and Archie.
That hurts.
Both on haunches. That was a massive clash of a big pack.
Really sharp contact with three.
Well, one was going... Oh, he's gone. Yeah,
one going forward, one going back. Archie's going back, and Henry's come forward and pushed into him. Yeah,
Archie was coming back with a fight of the ball, and
Henry's going forward and sort of
been
half
winded.
Got pushed a little bit.
Smith got
his opponent there.
Yeah, winded.
Smith's jogging off, which is a good thing.
Let's get down to Jamie Stanton on the boundary. What can you see, Stanton?
Yeah, well, Henry Smith's jogging off and seems to be talking to the trainer as now. He seems...
Who's half his height, James?
Yeah, he's... Good one, Acker. He seems to be coming off on his own accord really calmly, so that seems to be a really positive sign. And Cal Archie's staying out there at the moment, so at the moment seems to be positive from both of them.
Play back underway with the boundary throw in. Left half forward for Brisbane. Grundy with the tap down to McInerney. Hand pass stolen though by Levi Ashcroft. Up and under kick. Punch clear by McCartan of Sydney, but straight back to the man who kicked it in. Ashcroft. Hands to Dunkley. Hands to Rayner on 50. Hands to Wilmot. 40 out. Great tackle Campbell. The hand pass just comes free, but it's turned over. Chad Warner gets high contact from Zorko. That is brutal from Zork. High and a slinging tackle as well.
Thank you, man.
The old fella's just got to be a bit careful there. Free kick goes to Sydney. Quick hand pass. Wicks running to centre half back. Turns it over. Kicking to half forward. Wilmot marks, and that should be 50. Papley got in his way.
He stood in front.
Trying to take the mark, but the umpire didn't pay it.
Unbelievable stuff there. It's kicked towards the commentary wing. Dunkley takes the mark. Crowd just fizzing at the moment, thinking that the Lions have been hard done by. Dunkley puts it back into the corridor to Will Ashcroft. Inside 50. The kick was good, but the spoil was even better. Roving front and square, Archie. He hasn't curled it around enough. It's going to sneak in for one behind. 3-2-20 the Swans, 2-2-14 the Lions. It's a 6-point margin with 20 gone of this first term.
This game shot out of a gun, hasn't it, Whitey? It's so quick early on.
And both are trying to go for the corridor, which is really, really promising or exciting to watch.
Keep it up, fellas.
As we say that, the Swans sort of chip it through the back line from the inbound. Melican, the left half back, gives to McCartan, runs to D50, kicks to the wing. Fletcher reads the flight well. No, put a left hand on the 1 and a right hand on the 6 of Braden Campbell's jumper. Free kick Sydney for a push in the back. Campbell plays on quickly with the chip to McCartan. Chips it to left half forward. Papley marks. Kick and a half from goal. And slows it up for this entry. Sydney 3-2, Brisbane 2-2. Overcast, but no rain at the Gabba at the moment. Papley chips it to the pocket, looking for Buller. Protects the drop, got a hand, couldn't mark. Ropes his crumb, hand pass infield through Grundy to Rowbottom. Hands it on to Warner. He's on attacking 50, has to kick backwards. 30 metres backwards, almost to the wing for Cunningham to take the mark.
He goes barely the 15 forward. It bounced at the feet of Florent, who made it look good. Gathered, kicked it inside 50, beautifully read off the boot by Harris Andrews yet again. Flares it to the left, hits Ashcroft Will. His kick dangerous. It was cut off by Sheldrick, who brought it to ground. Luckily, Ashcroft goes back, make good. Handball to Fletcher, to Levi Ashcroft, then back to Will Ashcroft. The blonde locks flowing in the breeze, then he stops. Just short of centre wing, kicks it to right half forward. Swans have got the numbers. Archie did beautifully to bring it to ground, but he did infringe. It was a high shot. Swannies get the free kick. Callum Mills now takes off, has a bounce, kicks it inside the corridor. Well done by Gardner, who brought it to ground.
Buller does the roving for Sydney. Hand passes to Jordan, running at half forward. Hands it on to Goulden. 60 from goal. Wants that favoured left boot. Balks his way around Wilmot, who slipped. Goulden chips to the pocket and hits the chest of Campbell. So the two lads that made their debuts here together, back in that last Swans win, round 1 of 2021, they've combined there, and Campbell's got a shot on goal.
Swans fans going, where was this for the whole year?
Oh well.
Every time the Swans get the ball, whether it's a mark, free kick, they are playing on at every opportunity, and it's creating movement up ahead, and it's creating so much space, and they're cutting up the Brisbane Lions defence at the moment.
Campbell's got one already, looking to double Sydney's advantage. The left boot is just across the face or behind. Sydney 3-3-21, Brisbane 2-2-14. Quentin Hull, Michael Price, Jason Ackermanis, Jeff White and Jamie Stanton, your team for Saturday footy at ABC Sport, bringing you the action from the first term at the Gabba.
A little slippery underfoot too by the looks of it as Zorks comes out here, he'll try and find a target, but yeah, it's just not easy to get the footing and make those tackles.
He made it very difficult for young Marshall, who had Hayden McLean, and it was McCartan playing his 150th as well, and they conspired to knock it over the boundary line. But it was a 2-on-1. It was a big ask of the youngster in Marshall from Zorko. Throw in at left half forward for the Swannies, leading by 7 points. Grundy got it down, but fought after it bounced, got it forward. Marshall, the nice handball to Will Ashcroft. Beautiful kick into the path of the leading Hipwood. He slows everything down as the Swans really set up nicely down the line. Bruce Reville sort of goes in for a lead, and Hipwood goes even longer. The left foot towards right half forward. Good fly there. It was brought to ground by McLaughlin. Swans have the numbers again, though. Cunningham sweeping handball forward. Gave it to Sheldrick, who's had a good first quarter. He kicks it into the path of McLean, who's slowed down, but it was beautiful work to tap it to Rowbottom. Then he gets it over to McInerney into the pocket. and that is a good mark taken there by Buller as well as he gets down right beside the left goal post. It's going to be a sharp shot. He'll just curl this around with the right foot. It should be a soda from that distance.
Was that kick from Rampy off the half-back line? It was a beautiful kick.
I think it was Gulden.
It just kicked it into space and then slingshot footy again.
It's floating and they were outnumbered. It just didn't work for him.
So young Jack Buller curls it around. He just squeezes it through. Swans get their fourth. They're out to a lead of 13 points. 4-3-27 to the Lions 2-2-14. Nearly 25 gone first quarter. ABC Sport.
And that's what they're doing, Jeff. Sorry, I should have finished my sentence there. That didn't work well for the Lions. They're getting caught up the ground trying to pin them in. This sort of fast play that Duday's come off, it's just at the pace of the game, just going to need another quarter or so to get that right. But that little tap, all of a sudden, it makes those forward entries one-on-one when they're out so much easier as we go down to Jamie Stanton.
Yeah, Henry Smith looks like he's ready to come back on. He's actually just jogged onto the ground right now, so he's all good after that nasty collision earlier in this quarter.
Great work, Jamie. So, just be interested whether or not Chris Fagan would be happy enough to see the Swans sort of.
But they've been out and they're not pulling that trigger early enough. They had Archie out earlier and he was one-on-one, and then they had Logan there. They just didn't go quick enough.
High intensity first quarter. Centre bounce, Ruckman share it. Out the back, Levi Ashcroft picks up for Brisbane, though. Hands to McCluggage, give it to Will Ashcroft. Wide kick to attacking 50, beyond the reach of Archie. Ball rolls to the pocket. Cameron gathers, but is tackled immediately by Cunningham over the line. Charlie Cameron, you might be wondering, he's averaging 1.2 goals a game this year. It's his lowest output since he's moved from Adelaide to Brisbane, as far as average goals a game.
Don't worry about goals. It's the tackling.
Well, it's a big portion of work now, Jace.
But he'll be.
He's not as prolific in front of goal this year. He's got it and he's run out of play.
You nearly did.
Just to make but we've been saying it throughout the season. He has bobbed up and he's done other things, but you cannot. As far as number of goals kicked this year, he's averaging 1.17 goals a game. It's his lowest ever since he's become a Lion.
He's a team player.
Across the season.
It's tough. It's tough when you're paid to kick goals, but I'm sure Chris Fagan's very happy.
Throw in right forward pocket. Fort got it down. Rayner couldn't quite pick it up. Left it behind. Towed off the deck there by the Swans. Picked up by Florent. His kick was picked up by Fletcher. He in turn tackled by Rowbottom. Into the ground. 40 out from the Lions goal. 45-degree angle for the right. The umpire will come in and throw it up. It's the Swans by 13 points, 27 gone first quarter. Umpire throws it up. Grundy got it down. I'll give that to him. Mills, handball to Goulden, off a step towards the wing. It's a wrestle in play there. At the back, Reville couldn't pick it up. Oh, Papley did. Wore the tackle. Handball forward. It went to the Chad. The Chad skids it through. Ripping football from the Swans. Bit of Harlem Globetrotters stuff in the middle of the ground from Papley as well.
Oh, wasn't it?
But that was a beautiful piece of play. 5-3-33 to the Lions, 2-2-14. The Lions are shocked at home, and it's the Swans by 19 points.
I was just going to say that Bruce Reville is the one that's the closest to Sydney's goals. He's the one that's by himself. So they're sliding down their half forward into the contest. They're getting more numbers of the contest. That's allowing for their slingshot footy. They just bypassed him. They bypassed that loose behind the ball, that +1 as they call it, and away they go. And they're going inside forward 50 only one-on-one, if that.
Very aggressive, Whitey, you're right. And Reville just unlucky, fell short, bounced to the ball. But that's aggressive stuff, Papley, and the intensity. The Lions will need that in their tackling defence.
Jeff White and Jason Ackerman, Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Grundy taps down to Heaney. Clearance Swans, not a great kick from Heaney though. Doesn't gain much ground. Bailey gets underneath it for Brisbane. He's tackled immediately by Jordan. Holding the ball. Wow.
These umpires are having a stinker. That 29, give me his name because he's...
That was hot. Jordan plays on quickly. Kicks Sydney into the pocket. Andrews leaves his man to knuckle the pack. Ball to deck. Picked up by Dunkley. Rush clearing kick for Brisbane to the outer wing on the head of Morris. Punched away by McCartan. Ball on the deck. It's picked up by Reville of Brisbane. Not an effective hand pass. He goes back in after it. Goulden's his company. Boundary line's close. And towed off the ground by Big McLean. Is that out in the full?
Out in the full.
Yeah, but it's a free kick to Brisbane at left half back. Sydney 5-3-33. Brisbane 2-2-14. 29 minutes played of what's been a high-paced first quarter, Pricey.
Long kick over the centre wing on the outer side, front and square. It was nicely rowed by Campbell, immediately claimed in a good tackle and brought to ground by Hugh McCluggage. So a ball thrown up on the logo, on the outer wing. Once again, well, that could be a push in the back, and it will be. It'll be a free kick for the Sydney Swans. He fell forward, tackled though. It's well done by James Jordan. Hugh McCluggage, he looks like he might be wearing James Jordan as a cloak at the moment.
What are they calling the padlock in Sydney, Jordan?
So they should. He's locked down on him.
Ivy.
Kick to right half forward. McLean, the target. Front and square. Goulden kicked it inside 50. On the bounce, Bailey gathers. It did the 1-2 handball with Will Ashcroft, then off to Bruce Reville. Through traffic, he lets it go to Berry. Berry tackled. That's too high. Surely that's too high. Yep, and they've won it. The crowd is giving the Bronx cheers as Jared Berry takes the free kick.
And Papley should have been given 50 against. He didn't give the ball back and yelled at the ump. Anyway, played on. Will Ashcroft marks on a half forward. Hands it to Wilmot. Wilmot on the run from 40. Kicks a goal for Brisbane. And the Gabba rises. This has been blistering Australian football. 8 first quarter goals. Sydney 5-3-33. Brisbane 3-2-20 as Darcy Wilmot kicks just his 5th goal of the season. OK, Jeff and Jace, tell our listeners, why have we got such a run-and-gun style of footy here?
Because it's purely because Sydney's got nothing to lose. They're not going to play the final, so they're slingshot footy. They're playing on it every opportunity. When it turns over, that's why you've got so many loose on either end. So if Brisbane turn the ball over, Sydney have got loose on their front side, then the same as what happened there. Someone's got to go to Will Ashcroft. He's had 10 this quarter and been very damaging. He was the one that set up Wilmot for that goal just then.
He has had 6 kicks, though, and he's operating at 33% Whitey, so there's sacks at the moment. But look, here's number 11. He's burned him off too, Will Ashcroft. He had a bounce, kick inside 50, floating back, nice mark, the lizard. And then he threw the boots out a little there. He's got to be very careful of that stuff, but it was a beautiful mark. He takes off to the right of the market of Henry Smith, who just ambles off after him. And he goes, Blake, he kicks long, he's turned it over. It's picked up by Darcy Ford immediately. This is coming back inside 50, but not with interest. It was kicked into the path of Logan Morris. It bounced in front of him, off his hands, over the boundary line, throw in the left forward pocket.
I reckon I need quarter time as much as the players.
Me too.
Brisbane will need it. They
Take a breath.
They just need to get up on that spare man that's coming up with the stoppage. I reckon they need to take a breath. But late in the quarter, they don't want to give away a goal here, the Swans.
Inside the final minute. Boundary throw in, Brisbane in attack. Ricochets to Florent of the Swans, hands to McCartan, hands to Cunningham, right back pocket for Sydney. Rush kick to defensive 50. Clever tap from McCartan, gets it on to Goulden, hands it on there to Toley, but his kick is to the wing. Andrews intercepts for Brisbane, kicks to the middle of the ground. Dunkley has a fumble, has time to regather and slot the pass to Will Ashcroft, who'll have a shot on goal after the quarter time siren.
What a quarter.
What a quarter. Yeah, they need to do something at quarter time, Sydney, about number 8. If they didn't know, he won the Norm Smith medal last year.
I was with the guy that gave him a haircut on Tuesday. I don't know how much he cut, but there's still a lot of hair left on that head.
Bit of lemon juice in there too.
Had both experiences, it's overrated. But that is a good flowing blonde locks. The man who was best of field when the Lions claimed the flag with a 10-goal thumping over the Swans. He's missed that kick off the instep. And he's missed it to the left. Got the distance, Will Ashcroft, but it is a behind.
Leather poisoning.
Oh, take a breath. Take a breath. Sydney by 2 goals after a pulsating first term at the Gabba. The Swans are 5-3-33 to Brisbane's 3-3-21. Goal kickers for Sydney. Buller, Campbell, Sheldrick, Heaney and Chad Warner. While for Brisbane, Dunkley, Morris and Wilmot are the goal kickers. So it's Sydney 5-3, Brisbane 3-3. Repeating the late news about the teams, Brandon Starcevic is not playing due to a hamstring concern. So Devon Robertson has been brought into Brisbane's team. He is still wearing the subs vest. No changes for Sydney. Caden Cleary is the sub. Earlier today at the MCG, St Kilda won a low-scoring affair. That game had 15 goals. We've got 8 to quarter time. St Kilda 8-8-56 beat Richmond 7-10-52. 2 games coming tonight. Depending on where you're listening to, you might get either Carlton or Gold Coast or Port or at versus Freo, or you might get neither if you're listening to us on News Radio. You can get them wherever you are. Just look for the AFL or AFL Extra button on the ABC Listen app. The Blues v the Suns and the Power v the Dockers to complete this Saturday of round 22. Quarter time at the Gabba, and it's the Swans by 2 goals.
Sean McAuliffe here, back to torment our brightest and best about the treasures they'd save from disaster.
Get into trouble for that.
Brand new Sean McAuliffe's Eve of Destruction.
Fascinating, isn't it?
Back Wednesday, August 13 on ABC TV and ABC iView.
This is the 2025 AFL Premiership season on ABC Sport.
Umpire throws it up quickly. Dunkley out of the pack, makes up for it. There you go.
Kicks to the wing. Contest between Blakey and Sharp. Blakey's beaten him pointlessly 2 times now. Great mark. He plays on. Kicks to Heaney in the pocket. And Heaney takes the grab. Tough angle, 30 out. Heaney 2 steps infield. Left foot snap from the right forward pocket. And Isaac Heaney kicks Sydney's first goal of the game. Deep entry coming up for Brisbane. Out the back, Morris leaps to a beautifully placed kick and takes the mark 35 metres from goal. They keep singing this young man's praises. And why not? 40 goals already this year. He was hot at the G and he's returned home and kicked another. Logan Morris. Fine set shot.
Brayden Campbell. From 30, the left foot is nice. Just squeaks through for a goal. Swannies get their second and they move 1 point in front.
20 metres out. Angus Sheldrick in overcast conditions at the Gabba. Left footer from Western Australia drives it through. Sydney with back-to-back goals.
So young Jack Buller curls it around. He just squeezes it through. Swans get their 4th. They're out to a lead of 13 points. It's a wrestle in play there. At the back, Reveal couldn't pick it up. Oh, Papley did. Wore the tackle. Handball forward. It went to the Chad. The Chad skids it through. Ripping football from the Swans. Bit of Harlem Globetrotters stuff in the middle of the ground.
This is ABC Sports coverage of the AFL.
On your radio
ABC Sport Digital.
and on the ABC Listen app.
Hope you're enjoying it at the Gabba. Quentin Hull and the team just taking a breath as the players are after a frenetic first term. 8 goals in the quarter. Sydney 5-3, Brisbane 3-3. So it's a 12-point lead to the Swans. Saints by 4 points earlier today. And in the NRL currently, the game between St George, Illawarra and Cronulla getting close to full time. The Dragons 22 lead the Sharks 14. Before Jason and Jeff, Jamie Stanton's got some news from the boundary. Jamie?
Yeah, so Whitey and Acker both pointed out how Will Ashcroft was tearing up the quarter then. Dean Cox walked straight down from the coach's box and walked straight to his inside midfield before they could even get to their line groups, before they could even talk to each other, and looked at them really pointedly in the eyes and said, I think you need to do better, and was really clear and direct on their next movements. So let's see if they make a change and if Will Ashcroft gets a little bit taken care of.
Oh, that's code for a very big spray from the coach.
Yeah, 2 centre bounce clearances, 3 inside 50s among his 12 first quarter disposals for the Norm Smith medalist. Jeff White and Jason Ackermanis. How about that? It's good. It's good footy to watch.
Yeah, well, before Acker chimes in, there was only 1 tackle inside forward 50 for both sides, and that was to Brisbane. So it just shows you the slingshot footy. When there's going forward, it's very open. Both sides are going through the corridor. Slingshot footy. And then they're not keeping it in there because it's happening so fast. It was a great quarter to watch. Awesome to watch.
Yeah, and the speed of the defence from Sydney got better and higher and faster and more intense through the quarter. It doesn't mean that they made more tackles, but their ability in the contest, which you're not really sort of can tell sometimes when you're just watching a game, are you taking notice of what the opposition's doing if you're a Lions fan, etc. on both sides. There's a lot of body out there, and the Lions they're not that they're not committed, but it's just at the moment the Swans' body pressure and everything that they're doing is forcing these turnovers, which is allowing them to get this slingshot footy. And I'll just say Brisbane, I suspect that they'll bring that player up to the spare that's around the contest, making it one-on-one, or they've got to have the Bruce Reveal moment, which just needed to be a whole lot cleaner to stop having that extra behind the ball if you're Brisbane. So this will be entertaining.
So we mentioned Will Ashcroft, James Jordan, Warner, Goulden and Sheldrick, all with 8 disposals in the first term for Sydney.
Back into the middle, and it's a reasonable bounce, and Will Ashcroft with the clearance. Kicks it to centre half forward. Well spoiled by the Swans. Callum Mills gathers. Handball forward to Heaney, back to Mills. They make it to just short of the wing. That's a floater. It's a horrible kick, and it was cut off there by Darcy Wilmot. So the kicking efficiency of both sides because of the pressure. It's back into the middle of the ground now. Dunkley, handball received from Will Ashcroft, just racking them up now. He goes inside 50. Charlie Cameron knocked off the ball. At the back of the pack, it was McCartan. He picks it up for the Swannies, gave it to the Lizard, then back to McCartan, now to Melican. Melican to Heaney, putting themselves under pressure. Gets it back to McCartan. Now it gets to Lloyd Boyle. Boy, the pressure is pretty high from the Lions. But they're going to extract the ball. Darcy Gardner puts himself in front of everybody just forward of the wing. Now the Lions have it. Reville, long one inside 50. Hipwood at the back. Read it best. He was charging onto it. Took it on his chest. Now
you can't
he's on the boundary line.
He's in the crowd.
And he's 40 out. But the way he's been kicking them, I reckon he'll have a crack with the right foot, Acker.
Yeah, because he can't kick him straight in front at the moment from 15 out, the big fella.
He's a left footer. But I've seen him practising all this year with the right shoe. He's facing inboard. He's starting a metre or so outside the boundary. He does curl it with the right shoe. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Eric Hipwood. There you go, Acker, somebody who can kick him with both sides of the body like you used to.
You called it.
Eric Hipwood kicks the goal to bring the Lions back within a goal. 5-3-33 to 4-3-27. Only 2 minutes gone, second quarter.
Now I know why you get here early, Pricey, so you can see the warm-up. That's why you come here early and do your research, and I love that call. That was brilliant. And just they were up. The Brisbane Lions, they were up in their face. The defenders, they're able to force that turnover. They could sense that there's a link. So there's the talk. That's what Faye spoke about at quarter time. Don't allow them to play on because you're going to use this handball chain. You're only one pressure point away from a turnover, and that's exactly what happened.
And look at that. There was only one. Who said there was one forward tackle? All of a sudden, bang, bang, 3 turnover into Eric, who cannot kick on the left foot straight in front, and then just dobs one on the right.
Well, you did your right groin at one point, didn't you, Jason? Kept kicking left-footed.
Oh, I could do that anyway, but even when it was good. But yes.
Centre bounce, McCluggage underneath the tap. Clearance Brisbane, hands it to Dunkley, kicked a half forward. It's on the head of McLaughlin, sport away by Blakey. Levi Ashcroft under the pack, immediately tackled. And we'll have a ball up on attacking 50 for Brisbane. Sydney 5-3. Brisbane 4-3. Grundy in ruck with Forts as it's tossed in the air. Grundy probably got that down. Mills couldn't handle it out the back. Levi Ashcroft hands to Zorko. Had a fumble, got tackled immediately by Goulden. Ball up.
Yeah, no time there. He even fumbled it because the pressure was coming, Zorks.
Artificial light starting to take effect on this gloomy Saturday. McCluggage's kick ricochets to Dunkley in the pack, hands it to Reville. Brisbane clearance, kicks inside 50, miss hit. Melican marks for the Swans, forward to full back, and he kicks the corridor. Of course, it's just run and gun stuff here at the Gabba. Chad Warner marks but turns over his kick. Dunkley marks in the bullseye for Brisbane.
He gives the handball off to Zorko. He checks his run, then kicks it into the pocket. He's looking for the youngster there in McLaughlin, spoiled away from him, and the Swans exit. It's chipped just forward of centre wing and taken by Goulden. Standing the mark is Darcy Wilmot, so Goulden flares to his left. Aggressive kick into the corridor. It was read beautifully by Jared Berry for the Lions. He marks, handball to Will Ashcroft. He traverses the arc, kicks it to Logan Morris on the goal line. It was going through for a goal. He's stolen one, he's sharked one, but the Lions get another, and Logan Morris gets his second. Very big goal assist from Will Ashcroft there. 5-3, 33 apiece. 4 minutes gone second term. A cracking Saturday afternoon on ABC Sport.
They've got to make the switch on Will Ashcroft, Sydney, that is. He is tearing them apart, and he's a great possession getter, but today is, like, I know he won the Norm Smith last year, but his possession, ability to break the lines, and his connection by foot already has been outstanding this game.
It's quicker than you think. Logan, I'm just looking at Logan Morris. He does feel bad. He's like, man, I was on the line. It looked like it was going to hit the post. I'm really sorry, man, but I'll take that goal. But hey, even Will, that's the team player that he is, went down and just say, hey, it's all good, man, just high five. But that's, again, he's running straight lines, got beautiful kick, and he's playing amazing today.
Great byplay as well. You saw it on the big screen, the two young men sort of looking at each other with a smile. Scores level at the Gabba. 2 goals early in this second term to the Lions. Heaney kicks the ball off the ground from the stoppage. Fortunately, Sheldrick there for Sydney to take the mark. Sheldrick with his left boot. Drives the ball to full forward for Sydney. Big pack. Andrews with the knuckle. Falls to deck in the pocket. McLaughlin is slipping and sliding. Can't pick up the ball. Heaney does. Gets on his left. Has a snap near side. It's a point.
He's dangerous wherever he is inside forward 50.
Puts Sydney in front. Here's the quick kick in down the corridor.
And it's Zorko who picks it up. He handballed it to Wilmot. Now to the runner Fletcher. Picked up there by Archie forward to the wing. Sweeping handball to the right to Logan Morris. He lowers the eyes. Chips it to right half forward to Rayner. Rayner on the left foot inside 50. Delightful. And he hits McLaughlin. 40 metres out. 45-degree angle to the right. Both sides playing run and gun stuff. This is exciting.
McLaughlin, but they were just pressing up. They had numbers everywhere, Brisbane. It was beautiful. They had options. Of course, Sydney's defence couldn't cope. That would be a damn wall breaker right there, Jeff.
And it's just so, that a strong 45 running there from Fletcher. Just be able to create that space, be able to then generate that movement up ahead. Brilliant to watch.
Will McLaughlin, only the couple of goals so far this year. Well, in his career as well.
Father Gill.
The left foot is struck beautifully. The Lions get their sixth and they return to the lead. 6-3-39 to 5-4-34. 6.5 gone of this second quarter.
With Fletcher's old number 2, he is propped up. We know, we talked about how good Fletcher's going to be with the run and carry that he does. The kick in, though, just cut it up. He's kicking to the guy that usually does those kicks. I think it was Wilmot kicked it to the great Zorko, and they were out.
Right, Jace, Jeff, Dean Cox. So he's run at him. It's worked so far. 3 goals conceded the first 5 minutes of the second quarter. What do you do?
Need to win it out of the stop. Need to definitely win out of the centre bounce here.
Keep rolling it a bit?
Well, he's still got to keep rolling. What I like from Brisbane, though, is they haven't changed their midfield. So normally there would have been a rotation by now, but because they're in the game, I like that from Fakes. Hey, we're going all right here. Let's leave the same 3 in the midfield. Obviously, the ruck they've changed. But
now starting to rain too.
Yep.
And the centre bounce went a long way away from the centre circle.
What's happening is Fags has said, listen, get up on them in the forward 50 as well, make those tackles and more intensity. We need to turn it over there.
So some of the fans in the lower bowl scurrying for shelter as light rain comes down at the Gabbert. Fletcher off the stoppages at half back for Brisbane. Hands it to Gardner. Kicks towards half forward over the head of Archie and Rampy. Charging out to meet it, McCartan for Sydney. 1-2 hand pass exchange with Lloyd. Lloyd's hand pass went to deck but cleaned up by McCartan. Hands it to Sheldrick, middle of the Gabba. Hands it to Goulden, forward of the bullseye. Hands it to the run of Grundy. The big fella lopes to 55. Kicks on goal. But guess who's back to spoil the party? Harris Andrews in the last line of defence takes the mark. Chips 25 metres upfield to Wilmot just forward of fullback.
Well, aggressive kick from Wilmot to Levi Ashcroft taken high. It'll be a free kick. It was Rowbottom who got him. He flares it to the right to Zorko. Zorko to centre half back to Zach Bailey. Takes it around his shins. Does well. Now he plays on to the left of the mark using his speed. He kicks it beyond centre wing. It's going to bounce in front of the chasing McLuggage. He's got Cunningham close to him. McLuggage keeps it in. Marshall takes it over under pressure from Florent and will get a throw in. Just forward to centre wing on the Lions' advantage side. They're kicking towards the school end.
Right in front of us. And that wasn't much of a shower. Like it's been all day. But it's amazing how the players can quickly adjust and then back to it.
Yeah, so the ball did skid. There's been a shower come and go almost to the same pace of the game very quickly. Boundary throw in. Rumble back towards the paint. Rowbottom picks up for Sydney. Gets it to his boot but kicks it out on the full. Rush kick towards half forward for Sydney. And Harris Andrews will take the free kick at left half back for Brisbane. Quentin Hull and Michael Price calling the action with Jamie Stanton on the boundary, Jeff White and Jason Ackermanis in the box. 5 points the lead to Brisbane as Andrews, who never looks rushed, kicks it to a pack on the wing. Melican first to meet it, rowed by Florent of Sydney. Hand pass out the back, Grundy cleans up, hands it through Lloyd to Wicks, who's at right half back for Sydney, looks defensively, runs around Hipwood. Nice play, but his kick is turned over. Duday takes the mark. It's his first touch as a Lion. Great to see him back. Tom Duday marks it on the wing. The Crow is now a Lion as he kicks Brisbane into attack. On the head of the pack on 50, off hands. Rowed by McLaughlin. Tackled immediately. Got it to his boots. It's picked up by Goulden. He dropped it. Lloyd comes through for Sydney. Tackled by Will Ashcroft. Kicks it out of play. There are 3 Swans around him. Surely that cannot be insufficient. And the umpire agrees. Boundary throw in.
Oh, he had to look at the other umpire too, that umpire, and he said, no, they're just throwing it.
No, I'm with you. Under extreme pressure, nobody should be penalised for that. So the throw in at left half forward, the Lions have jumped the Swans in this second term after the Swannies led by a couple of goals at quarter time. It was slapped down by both ruckmen. I'll give that one to Grundy. Picked up there by young Marshall. He's tackled off it there by Sheldrick. Gathered. His kick semi-smothered. Swans with a chance through Goulden. He overran it. Well done, Levi Ashcroft. Gave it to McLuggage. McLuggage to Will Ashcroft. To Zorko. Zorko lowers the eyes. It looks for Archie. Nicely spoiled. Front square Zorko. Handball Wilmot. Wilmot. He nails it from 45. He loves a goal off halfback. That's his second. And the Lions extend their lead 7-3-45 to the Swans 5-4-34. Now, we played 11 minutes of the second turn. This is high-paced stuff.
Hey, what about the hands from Will Ashcroft in close? That left-handed got his hands clean, got it above his shoulder, hand passed it off and away they went. Slingshot footy, but what a finish.
It really was just a little bit of, just quick handballs, being clean. Wilmot, if you don't mind, I mean, only great, back pockets and back flankers get up and kick goals. That's his, 6th or 7th for the year.
6 now, James.
That's 6, and he celebrates like he's just kicked his first. It's so good to watch. I wish the other guys could get a little bit more excited.
So 5 goals in a row now for Brisbane, and we ask that question again. How long does Dean Cox just let the pace of this game go?
Well, what's he going to do? He can't get extra numbers back behind. He's setting up. He's keeping too deep anyway, so he's just going to leave his midfield. Okay, let's go, 1-on-1.
11 points the lead to Brisbane after Sydney led by 2 goals at quarter time. Levi Ashcroft, centre bounce clearance for Brisbane. High kick towards half forward. It pitches in front of the contest of Archie and Melican. Melican whacks it away over the boundary line for a throw-in.
But they were Brisbane were having a +1 behind the ball, so that meant that one of the Sydney Swans half forwards was coming up. They're not doing that at the moment. Behind centre, it's all 1-on-1. So that's something that's definitely changed in this second quarter for Sydney.
Brisbane 7-3-45, Sydney 5-4-34. Grundy, clean possession at ruck time. Hands it down. Jordan with a high kick to the middle of the ground. Rowbottom flies, can't mark. Goes to deck, and Fletcher is locked up.
It should be coaches, Jeff.
It'll be a bounce or a ball up in the middle of the ground. On the edge of the centre square. So artificial light starting to take over. Cloud around, but that shower was very brief from the stoppage. Picked up by Lloyd of Sydney. Hand pass to Jordan. Hustled off it by Dunkley. Dunkley tries to pick up and burst through, but he can't. Umpire says mine. And another stoppage not far from the bullseye. Brisbane leading by 11 points, 13 minutes second term.
11 inside 50s to 2 as Levi Ashcroft gets the clearance, bounces it inside 50. Well done by Cunningham, but they couldn't quite extract it. Now they can. It flares back to Blakey, who takes a mark. He's just in front of the goal square, and he's got plenty set up in front of him. He's holding onto the ball, looking for somebody free. They're just not getting free. There's a lot of hands pointing, arms pointing to different directions, Whitey, but they're not moving for him.
And that's one thing they've shut down this quarter. Brisbane has shut down Blakey's influence.
Long kick. It went short of centre wing. Picked up by Dunkley. Kicks it inside 50. Juggling effort was taken down there by McLaughlin, and now it's with Sam Wicks. Went through traffic beautifully, the young man. Handball got it off to McInerney. Well, he was looking for Braden Campbell, missed him. Campbell goes back. Well done by Buller, who helped him out and gave the handball back to Campbell, who lowers the eyes. Went to Heaney. He had Dunkley for company, who spoiled him. Now the Lions have got it. Darcy Gardner, he chips it. Oh, and he misses Harris Andrews. Enter Braden Campbell again. He's where the arc meets the boundary line, and he has got a long leg, this kid. He'll have a go at it.
That's the turnover you want if you're Dean Cox. You want your men to be able to put that pressure coming up.
Harris Andrews standing in front. He popped it up to a dangerous spot, did Campbell. Chad Warner flies. Off hands. Buller can't quite take it. The Lions have got it. Marshall flicked it over his head. Papley snaps. Papley gets to the goal line, and it's fisted through by Darcy Gardner with Tom Duday for company. And it is now the Lions by 10 points. 45 plays 35.
Wilmot quickly in down the corridor with a chip to Levi Ashcroft. Chips it to his brother at right half back. Will with a hand pass to Bailey. Bailey kicks to the wing for Archie. Brisbane quickly and efficiently to halfway. Now Archie holds up a little in front of the player interchange. Archie with a short pass to Andrews. And So Brisbane ping to the lead and now happy enough to take a bit of tempo. Zorko running off half-back. Receives the hand pass from Andrews. Slots the pass to Big Smith.
They could have a shot from there.
Marks it 50 metres out.
It's a big kick, as we saw last week.
Decides not to kick for goal. Kicks it to the goal mouth. Oh, no one left except McLean of Sydney, and he takes a mark at fullback for the Swans.
So they play on now with the Swans by hand. Gets out to Lloyd, who kicks it now. Buller spoiled. Forward of that. Papley picks it up.
Right.
Chips it forward to Chad Warner. Into his path. Warner cleverly taps it forward, but Harris Andrews read it best, as he does. Handball to Duday. Handball to Gardner. Back to Harris Andrews. Laconic left foot. Bounces over to Jasper Fletcher on centre wing commentary side. Handball backwards now to Marshall. Marshall, a 45 aggressive kick with Zorko, who gets belted. If that's not 50, I'm not here. Zorko, well, he's worn one, he's worn two there. There was a combination of young Detoli and Chad Warner who got him. And the Zork is very slow to get up, and that's what we call it. Don't rub them, count them, isn't it, Acker?
That's exactly what that is. And they made sure, it wouldn't matter who it is, I don't know. But
Ribs, he doesn't look good, Zorks.
They're really bad. He sort of got hit in not only the ribs and collarbone, they all hurt, and plus he's winded.
One either side. Well, look, he's taking.
He'll be taking it. He'll be taking it.
I think Chad Warner's hip collected the lower portion of his rib cage, and that's the damage.
Well, his arm was up. His left arm was up, so that was exposed, and so he accidentally got hit.
So the mark has been set about 45 from the Brisbane goal, slightly left of centre. Well within the distance of the legend that is Dane Zorko for the Brisbane Lions. Comes in from 45, you talk him up, and that's a shank. It's very lucky to be a behind. It is just that. 46 plays 35, 11 points the margin in favour of Brisbane.
You watch now, he'll get one back today. He will let everyone know about it.
So Blakey to kick in for Sydney. Swans led by 2 goals at quarter time. Now it's Brisbane by 11 points.
They go to Heaney up the middle here.
Already 12 goals in the game. We're 17 minutes second term. Blakey runs to the left back pocket. Doesn't go corridor Jakes. Kicks it to the contest on the outer wing. Fisted away by Gardner of Brisbane. Picked up by Dunkley. Hands to Will Ashcroft. Given a rain of tackle, holding the ball. Rowbottom with the tackle to earn the free kick for Sydney. Just forward of half back. Chips it short to Mills. Wearing the famous number 14 of the Bloods. Mills kicks to right half forward, and McInerney runs hard to present and mark in space about 65 metres from goal.
One-on-one ahead of him. It's going to be interesting. Can he read it? Can he back his kicking in now?
Called to play on. McInerney hands it to Mills. Ringer Rosie with Zorko on the mark. Back to McInerney. Kick wide to the pocket. Heaney takes the mark just before the boundary.
Oh, Hawkeye on that one.
The mark has been paid, Jason.
It has been paid. He's down in the Acker pocket. If you don't know where that is, just look it up on YouTube.
At the top of Kev's race.
Kev's race, God bless his soul.
The former groundsman Kevin Mitchell Jr. Yes, he's near where the tractor comes out for the covers at the cricket. Heaney 40 out. Left foot snap from Isaac Heaney. He's kicked the goal. Just what Sydney needed. That breaks a run of 5 goals for Brisbane. And yet again, it's the number 5 superstar from the Swans providing. He's got a couple. Brisbane 7-4, 46. Sydney 6-5, 41, 18 and a half second term. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
I like what you were suggesting there, Pricey, and I totally agree with you. No Lions tools were present on the line there.
Yeah, no connection.
I wonder if they made a interchange with the ruck. But even Harris Andrews or Gardner's down there was no one on the line. You could have touched it.
That said, down here too, that kick that came in from Smith, there was no connection, no big fella going for it. So that just not really reading the cues of their own team, the Lions. And then down this end on defence, you have Heaney, who's a star, just on the left slip, if you don't mind.
An absolute star is Isaac Heaney. 5 points now the margin, the Lions lead it. Back into the middle of the Gabba, under the artificial lights. It's gathered by Dunkley, slung down there by Warner. He let loose the ball. It's picked up by Mills, shot a handball out to the left. Goulden now goes back to take it and gives it back to Cunningham, back to Goulden. On the left, Errol kicks it to half forward. It overshoots everybody. At the back, James Jordan takes the mark. He's 60 from goal, wheels around onto his right foot, puts it to a dangerous area. McLean. Flies, and the crowd let everybody know who's taken a specky at the top of the goal square.
Get some confidence. Finally going. He's finally going for his marks, Bruce.
Reveal at fullback. Kicks to right half back. Nice hands from Hipwood. Mark 60 from the goalie's defending. Kicks a mongrel ball to the wing. It'll come back the other way. Cunningham picks up for Sydney. Conservative hand pass to McLean. Hands it off to Mills, who's been busy. Kicks across the centre square to Rowbottom. Marks for Sydney, who trailed by 5 points. 20 minutes played second term. Rowbottom chips to Chad Warner. Marks on the wing, plays on, kicks to the pocket. Andrew spoils in front of the pack. Roved by Dottoli. Holding the ball. I thought he got legs. No, holding the ball. Dunkley with the tackle on young Dottoli. Chips backwards to fullback, and here's Tom Duday.
Oh, yeah, it's great to see him back.
Yeah, did his knee in Darwin while playing for the Crows against the Suns, and then was named to play early last year and literally did a third ACL just in the last training session before debuting as a Lion.
He now lives in, and hopefully it goes out of bounds. Dunkley got it. Back to you, callers.
Okay, Dunkley, 45 kick.
Nice discipline, Jason.
Levi Ashcroft, we're teaching Acker how to get this caper done. It's just short of centre wing.
Been 3 years.
Ball in play, that's our space, Jace.
Oh, sorry.
Now onto the right foot. Levi kicks it to half forward. This is Henry Smith against 3 Swans. They punch it forward through Mills. Oh, well done, Warner. Pinched it off Marshall. Handball back inboard to Sheldrick. He gets onto the logo now. He centralised the ball to James Jordan. The run of Warner. He gathered the handball. Flares it to left half forward. He gave Zach Bailey a bit of a look at it. That's a great contest between he and Goulden. And it was a crowd one holding, but it just fell loose. Picked up by Goulden again. Back into the centre circles. Through McLean to Mills. And he chips it to Blakey. It'll bounce just in front of him.
Gathers it on the wing in plenty of space. Takes a bounce. Now he's being sort of corralled a little, but he runs around Big Smith, gets to half forward, kicks to the pocket, and guess who? Isaac's there again.
He likes that pocket.
Heaney takes the mark, 30 out right forward pocket.
And there's the lizard. They just needed to get it in his hands.
Yeah, and he saw he was on the mark in Smith. He was as slow as a... Was it? Who was it?
Yeah, it was Smith,
yeah. Big Henry Smith, as slow as a glacier. He took him on, found the space.
This will put Sydney back in front. If Heaney kicks truly, it's a kinder angle than the goal he just kicked. A little closer too. Same execution, same result. Isaac Heaney, he's got 3, and Sydney's kicked 2 in a row to return to the lead. 22 and a half second term, Swans 7-5, Lions 7-4. This is the best of Australian football at the Gabba on ABC Sport.
Something about that pocket and yellow boots. I mean, they are so... I think they're brighter than when I wore Whitey.
They are bright.
They are so bright.
They're bright, but...
What a goal.
You get the magnet, you just go, oh, Isaac, no, we'll put him in the pot. We'll just put him in the forward line.
Rest forward.
Yeah, we'll
so
just
dangerous.
rest forward. And we'll be right.
The lizard.
Let's go and kicks 2 this quarter.
But the lizard, he got the ball and took a bounce. There's no need. You got 15 metres.
Yeah, but he wanted to get on his left. He wanted to get his left. He wanted to take on the opponent, and he did. And there he found Isaac in the pocket again. Great finish, and it's just pure class. Pure class by Isaac. And I love the way that Chad Warner's played this corner as well. A lot of contested footy, a lot of breaking the lines, gaining that momentum for Sydney.
So game on back at the Gabba. Lions with the clearance though from Dunkley. The left foot inside 50. Cunningham did beautifully to break away, fist it forward. Lloyd went around 1 or 2, did it beautifully. The handball forward is a speculator. He gets it to McInerney. Now it's flicked forward by Goulden. He gets it over to Florent. He goes over onto the logo now. Goes sideways to find Rowbottom. They're running now, the Swans. That kick forward. He was looking for his teammate there in McInerney. Took the mark in front of Dunkley. No mean feat. There's 45 kickers. Rowbottom kept going forward. He receives. He flares it to the left now. They're keeping it well, the Swans. Sheldrick takes the mark in front of Levi Ashcroft. So they've slowed things down just a little. The big left foot from Sheldrick to the top of the square. Grundy! Brodie Grundy, and the Lions are complaining about Darcy Gardner being dealt with. But the big man with the top knot.
They should be. They pushed everyone under that ball. It was brilliant from the Swans. Made it look like in the contest, the umpire can't see it grow. And Grundy's just standing there. And great mark, don't get me wrong. But when you're getting pushed in the back into the contest, if you're a Swan, that is just awesome.
To the Sydney Swans.
Illegal.
From Collingwood via Melbourne. The big man in career best form here this year for the Swans. From about 20 metres out on an angle, Brodie Grundy sinks the slipper and misses by About a foot.
Ruckman, bloody Ruckman.
48 to 46. Swans by 2 points, 25 gone, second term.
Jason Ackerman is fishing. Jeff White not buying. Zorko runs beyond the square. His kick doesn't hit his co-captain. Well, the co-captain, not his co-captain. He never shared the captaincy with Harris Andrews. That was in front of him. Missed the target, the Zork. I reckon his ribs are still really sore. That was a big whack he got about 5 minutes or so ago.
I think it's his eyesight that he got when he got poked in the IQ.
Oh, okay. Out of play for a throw-in. Left half back for Brisbane, right half forward for Sydney. Neither ruckman get a hand on the throw-in. Chad Warner roves, though. Umpires saying...
Throw. I reckon that was a throw.
Yeah, okay. Yep. Free kick to Dunkley.
But he's taken it on, Chad Warner. I love his energy in this second quarter.
Josh Dunkley.
Best tackler in the game, Josh Dunkley.
Who obviously was, option of father-son to go to the Swans, but with family connections stayed in Melbourne and went to the Dogs to start his storied career. Now a dual premiership player. Kicks it to the wing. Rowbottom under the pack for the Swans. Hand passes to Florent. Took on Reveal. Got rid of the hand pass. Good crunch from Bruce. Little kick from McCluggage in the congestion. Back to Reveal. He's sprawling. Can't pick it up. Goulden does for Sydney. Hands it out the back to McCartan. Chip to the wing for the Chad. Warner's got it on halfway for Sydney, who lead by 2 points.
He puts it forward, barely the 15. The umpire's called it, but McInerney will take the mark and then slow it down in front of the ABC Sport commentary box. Everybody set up in front of him. The umpire calls play on, so Levi Ashcroft corrals him. He got the handball off to a speeding Sam Wicks. He kicks it long towards Grundy. Grundy got rid of Fort, dropped the mark though. He recovered. At ground level, gave it to Rowbottom. Oh, beautiful pass. Into the path of Jack Buller. Darcy Gardner couldn't do much about that. Buller takes the mark on his chest.
Whoa.
And now he plays on. He handballed it back to Papley, who kicked it skinny. The umpire says, no, Jack, you can come back and have another shot because you weren't behind. Now, he peeled off 2 of those against Essendon last week, Jack Buller. So he doesn't like kicking them from the tight angles.
That was a very good description of the kick, but I was wondering whether you were channeling Toby Green there, speaking of Tom Papley kicking skinny.
Well, there you go. I'm not going
Couldn't resist, sorry.
I'm not going to fat shame anybody after the 7 kilos I've put on this year. So it's Jack Buller.
7 kilos. Oh, my God, Bryce, we're going to have a chat.
He's going to have a go. It's a tight angle. He's an exciting young footballer. He's Jack Buller. To the boos of the Gabba crowd. On a tight angle. He comes in and kicks it straight across the face and hits the behind post on the full. Gabba crowd delirious. Swans still by 2 points.
Sydney led by 2 goals at quarter time. Brisbane reeled off a run of 5 straight goals, 4 of them in this quarter to lead by 11 points. But Sydney's got the last 2. If you've just tuned in, it's been a brilliant, entertaining game of football in the first half. A little scuddy shower going across the ground, but luckily it hasn't hung around. As Zorko in the right back pocket kicks Brisbane to a pack at half back. Off the knuckles, it's picked up by Lloyd. Whack back inside 50 for Sydney. Bounces to Goulden on 40. Zorko nails him from behind. Push in the back. That will be unpopular in these parts. Was it justified, Jason and Jeff?
Sort of. They're always
sort of.
They're every weekend they don't pay him. That's just a good tackle.
But that's the thing, when the players in front, they just automatically go. And then your whole weight goes on top of them. So
Goulden plays on, runs to 50. Left foot is a booming across the face. Just missed for a point.
Oh, Zorks.
7-7, 49. Lead 7-4, 46. Swans with the lead, 29 minutes second term.
You'd love to see a lightweight bout between Papley and Zorko.
Oh, yeah. They'll be punching themselves out in 30 seconds. Then they'll be in the corner going, give me a break. This is too much.
This is an exciting contest at the Gabba. Swans by 3 points. Jasper Fletcher in the right back pocket for Brisbane. Kicks it just short of centre wing out of side. Grundy. Big fly, dropped the mark. Under enormous pressure, towed forward and picked up by Levi Ashcroft. Handball Dunkley. His handball cut off by Chad Warner. He bolts through traffic, kicks it inside 50. Over the back of the pack, Heaney. Heaney, 4 goals. 4 goals to Isaac Heaney. What a superstar he is.
Wow.
The Swans back out in front by 9 points. This game is incredible. 8-7-55 to 7-4-46. Very late second quarter.
Where was this in September last year?
Everyone who had
My
tickets to the
God.
grand final last year
They're going, what?
feels
Why?
even more dudded now having
No.
watched this.
This is awesome.
Oh, they kicked the first 2 or 3 goals.
Well, first quarter was okay.
Yeah.
Second quarter, game over.
And I love where he read that Isaac Heaney. He was at centre forward, and he just took off. He knew it was going to be a big a kick to the fat side, and he was there in the right space and just off the ground, socketed it straight through.
Tough for Wilmot. Coming back, they're just stopping, and late in the quarter too. There's under 30 seconds. There's like 18 seconds left. That's not what you wanted if you're a Brisbane fan. But they're just stopping those little handballs that coming back in the corridor, Sydney, and turning over there was brilliant. That's how they got that goal.
3 goals in a row to Isaac Heaney and to Sydney by virtue. Centre bounce, Chad Warner, defensive side of the pack, tackled by Rayner holding the ball. Late chance for Brisbane here. Tick, tick, tick. Rayner's about 65 out. 7, 6, 5. Now he'll get his boot to it. Will the ball flight eat up the last moments? Yes. Yes. Ball explodes if you had the old siren exploding ball theory to end the quarter. Not enough time for the mark. Not enough time for the mark.
Wow.
And
what a half.
We get to half time. Basically, the privilege of being at the football. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope we're bringing the atmosphere and intensity of it to you here on ABC Sport. Sydney led by 2 goals at quarter time, then basically got 2 goals behind before Isaac Heaney kicked the last 3 goals of the game, and it's the Swans by 9 points at half time. Sydney 8 goals 7-55. Brisbane 7 goals 4-46. So Heaney also kicked a goal in the first quarter. He's got 4 for Sydney. Other goals kicked by Chad Warner, Sheldrick, Campbell and Buller. And for Brisbane, 2 goals for Logan Morris, 2 goals for Darcy Wilmot running off half-back, and single goals for Dunkley, McLaughlin and Hipwood. So the Lions did kick the last goal of the first quarter and then the first 4 of the second quarter. So that was a run of 5 where they went from being 19 behind to 11 in front. But then the Swans kicked 3-3 to a point. So 6 of the last 7 scoring shots in the game have been Sydney at the back end of that term, with Heaney kicking the 3 goals. Swans 8-7, 55. Lions 7-4, 46. Who better to explain how this has unfolded than Jason Ackermanis and Jeff White on Saturday Footy on ABC Sport? Gentlemen, how about that? It's only half time.
It's just a cracking game of footy to watch, and I love how both the sides are going through the corridor. Then they're trying, and you spoke about it too, Q, halfway through that second quarter. Does Sydney change? And we both agree that no, they've got to keep playing the way they've been playing, and then they've kicked 3 in a row. And thanks to Isaac Heaney down forward. But the ability to run through the corridor, take it on, I love what Brisbane's doing, and then I love what Sydney was able to do, counteract that, get some turnovers through the arc, and then they'll be able to play that slingshot footy. So it's a great game to watch. High intensity, slingshot footy, which is really good, and skill level too. You know, they're short 45 kicks, ability to run into the 45s, but also then to kick it long and then be able to have a contest, and then ground balls has just been electric and exciting game of footy, Acker.
Yeah, and the speed on the ball. I mean, what they're doing, both sides. It's great to watch Sydney when they just these little turnovers, quick handballs, so slick, get it out. Everyone seems to be running into the right spots. It's like they've got telepathy. They know what's going on. They know what they need to bring. They have brought it early in that, obviously, that second quarter. Brisbane got on top. It's like a momentum game when you're going to play fast and through the corridor like this. It's fascinating. What can Brisbane do? You can change some matchups. You can try and get, guys well held like Heaney, but, he's got too much talent. It's all about this midfield contest and turnover. If they're getting this right, Brisbane, then they're going to get these, forward thrust and keep it in their forward line. But at the moment, the connection's just a little bit off for Brisbane, particularly when they go deep. And then the pressure and the speed and just chopping them off in the corridor for the Swans is creating this momentum in these goals because they're just getting those balls. They've got numbers around the contest. Brisbane aren't working hard enough, as the numbers say. It's pretty simple.
And, of course, repeating that, the stakes for the Lions, who have got a pretty tough run into the finals. They've got a trip to Perth to play Freo next week, finish with Hawthorn here at the Gabba. They've got destiny in their own hands if they want to finish in the top 2. They win those 3 games, they'll finish in the top 2. But it needs to start here today, and the Swans, who are slowly clawing their way back. Almost, if they win today, it'll be the first time under Dean Cox that their win-loss ledger is ahead of the well, on the positive side of the ledger. They come here 10-10, having won 6 of their last 8, and they're playing some pretty entertaining footy here today. Repeating the halftime score at the Gabba, Sydney lead Brisbane by 9 points after they led by 12 at quarter time. It's Sydney 8-7, 55, Brisbane 7-4, 46. So, and I'm about to give you the score from the G, which looks almost similar. That was through a whole game of footy, 15 goals. We've got 15 to half time here, so we've pulled the long straw. We haven't got the short one, haven't we? St Kilda 8-8, 56, Richmond 7-10, 52. The Saints have won 3 in a row, all by under 10 points. Now they won today by just 4. This evening, it's Carlton and Gold Coast at Docklands, and Port Adelaide hosts Fremantle at the Adelaide Oval. First of the day's NRL games is complete. Bit of an upset as well in the Southern Sydney derby. Cronulla Sutherland looking to lock away a spot in the top 8, but St George Illawarra, the Dragons, off the back of announcing that coach Shane Flanagan has re-signed, the Dragons upsetting their Southern Sydney rivals, the Sharks, by 22 points to 14. Across town at Lang Park, they're about to start the game between the Dolphins and the Roosters. That's 8 v 9th as the round began, so real currency in that one. And then Canterbury Bankstown and the Warriors to do battle later on today. Of course, all of the league is on the green button on the ABC Listen app. Halftime here. By the way, we had a few texts during that first half. Sometimes it's tricky to get to them, Pricey, when we're in the flow of the game. We had no chance. But keep them coming.
It's taking a breath.
So 0437 774 774 is the number. We'll do our best to get your thoughts. 0437 774 774. Annie, I agree with you. She's enjoying the game, and as a neutral, you're calling the best game of the round so far. Yeah, it looks like that. Thank you, Annie. Thanks to Fran, who's enjoying the call. To text saying the corridor football's awesome. Someone having a go at Acker, whether or not Jared Crouch is sitting next to him. I'm saying that because he's gone to take the halftime break. So, yes, the long-time tormentor, good old Crouch, who, by the way, I caught a lot of footy in Sydney with Jared Crouch. Very good guy. I haven't called with Jared and Jason together. That would be interesting. Yeah, great man, Crouchy. Hope you're listening, mate.
You'd hate to get in the middle of that, White.
We think of you, and I still remember it vividly. It was getting to the end of Jace's time at Brisbane when he was so frustrated by Crouchy that he whacked him on the back here, and that was sort of a sign of one of those great battles of that time. 0437 774 774 is the number to get in touch. Let's take a break on that. Sydney by 9 points at half-time, back at the Gabba after a trip to the ABC newsroom.
ABC News with David Rowlands. The New Zealand Prime Minister says Israel's actions in Gaza in the past 24 hours have plumbed new levels. Australia and New Zealand's foreign ministers have signed a joint statement along with the UK, Germany and Italy, condemning Israel's plans to launch large-scale military action in Gaza. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is in Queenstown today, meeting with his New Zealand counterpart Christopher Luxon, who says the neighbouring countries share the same position.
It's certainly plumbed new levels, and that's why you've seen both of our foreign ministers sign up to a statement today with other countries as well, 3 or 4 other countries, to make that very clear that actually even the latest action of Israel we've seen in the last 24 hours is wrong, and actually it risks violating international law.
US President Donald Trump is set to meet his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin in Alaska next week for talks on Moscow's war on Ukraine. The BBC's Orunde Makari has more from Washington, D.C.
President Trump making that announcement on Truth Social just as the deadline for President Putin to agree to a ceasefire passed. This will be their first in-person negotiations since 2019 over Ukraine. Speaking earlier on Friday, Mr. Trump said a deal would involve some swapping of territories to the betterment of both, and said an agreement was very close. Ukraine will not be a part of these meetings, and President Volodymyr Zelensky has expressed concern in the past that any talks about a ceasefire must also include their voice.
Back home in Tasmanian Premier Jeremy Rockcliffe has appointed independent Tanya Rattray as the leader for the government in the upper house. Lachlan Ford has the details.
In a move the Premier says enhances collaboration in the new Parliament, Ms Rattray will be tasked with steering the government's agenda. She'll remain an independent in the role, but the appointment has raised eyebrows. Taking to social media, Greens MLC Cassie O'Connor said it's an effective way for the beleaguered Liberals to neutralise an independent vote in the Legislative Council. Ms Rattray says she will step back when it comes to policies her constituents don't support.
I don't see that is going to be perhaps as big an issue as what the Honourable Member for Hobart anticipates.
Liberal Minister Kerry Vincent has been appointed Deputy Leader of the government in the upper house.
Victoria's Chief Health Officer says the number of Mpox cases is rising again. Since the middle of July, there have been 8 new cases, 5 of which were locally acquired in Melbourne. Dr Carolyn McElhenney says the disease is spreading through close or prolonged skin contact, and in Victoria it mostly affects men who have sex with other men. A free Mpox vaccine is available for at-risk groups. Emily Waramara has taken out Artist of the Year at the 2025 National Indigenous Music Awards. Jessica Malboy and Troy Casadei led a star-studded lineup of performers as the country's top First Nations musical acts were recognised by their peers on Larrakia country in Darwin. Malboy was also inducted into the Hall of Fame during the ceremony, joining the likes of Australian musical legends Yothu Yindi and Ruby Hunter. 5 people, including 4 teenagers, have been charged after a stolen vehicle was intercepted in Brisbane's north. Police say they sighted the allegedly stolen BMW around 10:30 on Thursday night. They deployed a tyre deflation device in Stafford before the car's occupants fled on foot in Chermside. A 21-year-old man is due to face court in September, charged with 8 offences. 3 boys aged 14 and a 13-year-old boy will face charges, including unlawful use of a motor vehicle. They're due in court later this month. A council in Melbourne's West says it remains committed to the construction of a stadium and activity precinct, despite its major partner, soccer club Western United, losing its licence to compete in the A-League soccer competition. Joshua Allen has more on this story.
Football Australia stripped the club of its licence after an independent body judged it was no longer fit to hold it. The club has faced financial issues in recent years, delaying payments to players and staff, and was banned from registering players by world governing body FIFA following a dispute with a former player. The club partnered with Wyndham City Council to announce the Wyndham Stadium precinct, which included a 15,000-seat stadium and a world-class entertainment, business and residential precinct. Council says it's protected by robust commercial and financial contracts with the club and remains committed to delivering its vision.
And the AFL, St Kilda has beaten Richmond at the MCG by 4 points in Captain Jack Steele's 200th game. The final scores 880-56 to 710-52. This is ABC News.
The new neighbour.
I'm Isabel.
Who's not what she seems.
Somebody here knows something. You'd be amazed the things you learn about a place if you pay attention.
The Family Next Door. Sunday nights on ABC TV and ABC iView.
The summer of cricket has arrived early.
Lobs it straight down the ground for 6. He's on the pull shot. Boy, did he get that!
White ball cricket takes centre stage in the top end as Australia take on South Africa.
Shout for leg before, finger goes up!
It all starts on Sunday on the ABC
Down
Listener.
the pitch, there we go. Bang!
Every ball live. Just click on the cricket button. This is the 2025 AFL Premiership season on ABC Sport.
Jordan flares to his left. Aggressive kick into the corridor. It was read beautifully by Jared Berry for the Lions. He marks. Handball to Will Ashcroft. He traverses the arc. Kicks it to Logan Morris on the goal line. It was going through for a goal. He's stolen one. He's sharked one. But the Lions get another. And Logan Morris gets his second. Will McLaughlin, only the couple of goals so far this year. Well, in his career as well. The left foot is struck beautifully. The Lions get their 6th. and they return to the lead. McLuggage to Will Ashcroft to Zorko. Zorko lowers the eyes, it looks for Archie. Nicely spoiled, front square Zorko. Handball Wilmot. He nails it from 45. He loves a goal off halfback. That's his second.
Heaney 40 out. Left foot snap from Isaac Heaney. He's kicked the goal. Just what Sydney needed. That breaks a run of 5 goals for Brisbane. Heaney kicks truly. It's a kinder angle than the goal he just kicked. A little closer too. Same execution, same result. Isaac Heaney, he's got 3, and Sydney's kicked 2 in a row to return to the lead.
Picked up by Levi Ashcroft, handball Dunkley. His handball cut off by Chad Warner. He bolts through traffic, kicks it inside 50. Over the back of the pack, Heaney. Heaney, 4 goals. 4 goals to Isaac Heaney. What a superstar he is. Wow. The Swans back out in front by 9 points.
This is ABC Sports coverage of the AFL.
On your radio.
ABC Sport Digital.
And on the ABC Listen app.
It's a ripper at the Gabba. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday evening with us on ABC Sport. My name is Quentin Hull. Sydney lead Brisbane by 9 points at halftime. The Swans 8 goals 7-55 to the Lions 7-4-46. Your messages coming through on the text line 0437 774 774. Thank you. Please send us your name and where you are texting from. Here's a few of them. G'day to Tegan. Loving the footy. Great game to be calling too, indeed. Well done, guys. Thank you, Tegan. Ron from Inverloch texts. Hi, if Brisbane play like this against the Hawks, they'll get smashed. Go Hawks. G'day, Ron. Yep, the Hawthorn's starting to find some of its better footy, and that round 24 game has been scheduled for Sunday night here. I know, TV purposes, and the Lions would be too polite to say anything with Sam Graham new
they get a week
new in
off.
the seat with.
What about us? Are we too polite to say anything?
No, well,
we're not polite enough.
It'll affect the crowd. It's a school night on a Sunday night with 2 weeks' notice.
It's going to rob us of 15,000 people.
Well, maybe not 15.
We'll come. They'll come.
But, I mean, the competition might like it in a way because they'll get to see an important game on Sunday night. But still, Sunday night on 2 weeks' notice, it
got hair on
it.
It's got a third.
Yeah. And Richard from Geelong says, I'm enjoying the call while I'm mending the front steps. A wooden step broke under my foot a few days ago, and it's a bit dangerous. I'm happy to hear an exciting game, Richard. I hope you just be careful with that.
Who made your steps?
Rog from Box Hill. I'm a neutral listener, but I'm enjoying the call. You've given me some laughs, which I needed. Go the Kangas on Sunday. Good on you, Rog.
Kangas are coming good.
Rich from Canberra says, I'm enjoying the call, boys. Long may Acker remain untethered and slightly unhinged.
Oh, we'll be sacked soon.
No, he's
don't worry.
He's tethered and hinged. It's just that the tether and the hinge are just a little bit loose.
They're all lies.
A couple of stats before we get into the third quarter. Sydney by 9 points. Pricey.
Okay, so the Sydney Swans are plus 40 in disposals, 206 to 166. Both teams aren't displaying a great kicking efficiency, 61% for Brisbane, 57% for the Swannies, but that's probably due to the pressure. The Swans are leading plus 18 for the contested possessions, 66 to 48. The clearances in favour of Brisbane, 20 to 13, and the centre bounce clearances, 10 to 6. The tackles, 18 apiece. What have we got there? 34 inside 50s to 25 in favour of Brisbane. Sydney leading the hitouts 19 to 16. And in front, the Sydney Swans by 9 points at half-time, 8-7-55 to 7-4-46. Individually, Josh Dunkley's now got 20 disposals, 11 contested, 6 tackles, and 4 score involvements as well as a goal. Will Ashcroft, 18 with a couple of tackles and 3 clearances. Levi Ashcroft has got 7 clearances and 15 disposals. Zorko with 16 as well for Brisbane. As far as the Swannies go, it's Errol Goulden, 16 disposals. He's down to 29% kicking efficiency. That says something about the pressure because he is an elite kicker, the footy as well. But he's got 7 score involvements. Callum Mills, 15. McInerney's got 14. He's going at 100% by foot. And James Jordan and Chad Warner, 14 disposals as well. But it's Isaac Heaney, 12 disposals and 4 goals with 6 score involvements. That's been the big difference for the Swans. That was a quarter, the second quarter, that was cut into 2 halves. The Lions straight out of the blocks, but Sydney just regrouped and they answered the call and they popped back in front.
Yeah, they're just playing their footy, aren't they? The ability to go through the corridor, as we've been explaining in this first half. But they're plus 43 in hand passes, Pricey. So that means that they might be over finessing it a little bit, but what they're doing is they're running in numbers, and I like what they did in the first quarter where they were able to bring that small half forward into the play. It provided more opportunities to have more numbers at the contest, and that's why Bruce Reville was the +1 behind the play. They didn't do it that much in the second quarter, but they were able to wrestle back the momentum from the Brisbane Lions and able to play their brand of footy, which is if you get a mark or you get a free kick, you play on, create that run from behind, and that's why they were so damaging, and that's why they were able to also get themselves back in the game. And I don't think they're going to change that style, are they, Acker? They're just going to take it on, go through the corridor. From Brisbane's perspective, they've got to get those turnovers through the arcs.
Yeah, so how do they do it? If you're the coach of Brisbane, you're saying get our hands on the ball quicker, be cleaner and be stronger, be prepared to take the tackles. At the moment, we're coughing it up too easily. And then on the flip side, when they have it, we need to, if your turn is to make the tackle, he's your only target. You go and make him earn it. Even if he gets rid of it, you give him body pressure. And in the contest, in the air, they've got to do more if you're a Brisbane fan, because that's where they're winning it. They've got pressure on you mentally, physically, and of course once emotionally at the moment. So Brisbane's got to bring the heat on defence and then be cleaner on and take tackles and do all those things, because if you do that, that's going to cause turnovers, and this is going to open up. It's going to open up. You don't want, if you're a Brisbane fan, the Swans to start getting 3 or 4 real quick goals out of this centre square as we're about to start the third quarter.
G'day to Colin, who's sitting on the banks of the Callacoopa Creek north of Lake Eyre. He's tuning in via satellite.
Oh, is he on with the Elon Musk thing? This is startling.
Yeah, probably.
Let's get this third term underway. Sydney with a 9-point lead at the Gabba.
Perfect bounce to start the second half. Grundy got it down. It was sharked by Rayner. Imposed himself. Got the handball away just. Kicked off the ground by Dunkley inside 50. It's bouncing freely. Beautifully picked up by Archie. He chisels a pass to Rayner, who followed the ball all the way down. Takes it 35 out directly in front.
Oh, so he's one of the players I'm looking at going, what is they can do something with him. Can he come up the ground? Can he just have more influence on the contest, break those tackles? That said, he needs to do it for the whole quarter, but if he can start kicking these goals and look like he's bringing that heat and that intensity, Cam Rayner is the guy that just gives the whole emotion of Brisbane a lift.
I love when he comes in off the line into the centre bounce.
Go on, tackle me. Go on, tackle me. I'll get it. Tackle me.
He dares them to tackle. He comes in, pokes at it a little. It floats to the left, one behind. Didn't kick through that at all. Just leaned back on it. 55 plays 47. It's an 8-point margin in favour of the Swannies. Early doors, third term.
Earlier, right.
Cal Mills runs beyond the goal mouth and then kicks right down the corridor to the
Oh! Air Heaney at the Gabba. He's ridden over Dunkley to take a spectacular mark. Kicks it to half forward immediately. Warner rows the pack. Snaps to an open goal mouth. That is as brilliant as Australian football gets. Can you believe what you have just seen at the Gabba? You didn't see it. We did. We got to call it. And that will be replayed forever and a day.
A set play.
It was a set play. They had the ball up. They held the ball up in the goal square. The rucks and everyone else went over to the wing, and then Heaney came from the middle, and what a grab. Just amazing grab. It was similar to his final. He's against the Giants, but not as high. But then the acceleration of Chad Warner, front and centre, great hands, and the finish.
Yeah,
he's been the difference in that second quarter.
Who, Chad?
He got him back into the game.
He's got that energy. He's certainly moving. He's looking sharp too. But Heaney, one-on-one with Dunkley, and it's not just that you jump. It's timing, fellas. You've got to get the timing right.
Oh, Sydney by 14 points.
Took the breath away. Sorry to Q. I had the microphone still on. I shouldn't have. It was McCluggage. Kicks it to centre half forward. Rayner says, hold my beer. I've got a mark. Still inside the centre square. He launches a long one, Cam Rayner. It gets to the pocket. Hipwood can't quite take it. Swans have got numbers. It's hacked out of there by Rampy. He gets it towards half back. off hands, beautifully done by McLean. Gave it to Braden Campbell. A couple of bounces. He gets for the third bounce, and he's just eyes off that 45 kick, which was absolutely superb, as called Whitey. McInerney takes it. Now he's got somebody on the arc, finds him.
That's not 50.
It's with Jordan. That's 8.5, Acker. I'm with you.
Come on, umpire.
The man on the mark standing just outside the arc. James Jordan gets to the point of the centre square, kicks it to the top of the goal square. Harris Andrews, go Gadget arms in front of the pack. It was taken out of his hands, which is why the Lions fans want 50, but the umpire comes in, calms everything down and says, here, Harris.
Oh, no, free kick.
Oh, guess who's got it?
What's that for?
Oh, no one saw that off the ball. That has to be.
Well, Isaac Heaney's got it. It was a free kick. I was looking down at the paper, so it's only 2 metres out. Heaney will curl it around with the right foot. He's looking for 5. He does it. Oh, Swans extend their lead to the hoots of the Gabba crowd. They're up by 20 points. 10-7-67 to the Lions 7-5-47, and Heaney's got one for the thumb.
Has to be an interference in the marking contest, that one, and why wouldn't you? Because he's been so dangerous, and the ball was coming in. I mean, Harris had the run, had the sit, but whatever happened there, that is 5 goals for the match. And really, they've only just been in the space of about 20 minutes.
Too high by Wilmot and dragged him down. So
it's there. And
there.
What are the umpires going to do? They're going to start paying everything else because they've been a little bit all over the shop tonight. They'll pay some, don't pay others.
That's now Sydney's biggest lead of the game. They were out by 19 in that early first quarter surge. They trailed by 11, but now they've kicked the last 5 goals in the game, the Swans. Isaac Heaney with 5 goals along with Mark of the Year.
And then you just put him in the middle.
Yep, Grundy with the tap down. Chad Warner picks up for Sydney. Hand pass clears the congestion, but Dunkley steals for Brisbane. A munged ball to half forward off his right boot, met by McCartan of Sydney. He turns Morris inside out, kicks back to the corridor. Along the deck, well gathered by Sheldrick. Hand pass misses Heaney, stolen by Dunkley. Brisbane ball. Hands to Will Ashcroft, hands to Wilmot, hands to Fort, hands to half forward. Dunkley hands it off to McCluggage. Short pass. Charlie Cameron balks brilliantly around Rampy and kicks it out on the full by a Paddock. Misses to the right by a long way for a man of his ability. Free kick to Sydney in the left back pocket.
Wow, this game's moving at an express pace as it's brought back in. Grundy the target. Flies at the front of the pack. Spoiled by Dunkley. Harris Andrews handballs it to Rayner. Taken high. Umpire says, no, nothing to see here. Crowd frothing.
Why have you got 4 umpires if you can't see that?
That's why the boundary umpire had the best view of that. That's why he should be able to make a decision.
Well, give him a whistle, he might have, but it's thrown up only 2 metres out from the boundary line. Beautifully done by Sheldrick in lots of traffic. The left foot to the wing. Oh, the body work by Buller, too heavy. Push in the back, and it's going to go to Tom Duday on centre wing. He's looking back into the corridor, but he's got Levi Ashcroft closer to the boundary in front of us. He goes down the line. McLuggage, not his, absolutely, I suppose, possession-racking game, but he's just plugging away under close attention. He kicks it to right half forward, and Brodie Grundy just destroyed that contest, punches it over the boundary line for a throw-in.
McCluggage is averaging 27 touches a game this year. That was touch 12 for the man who's at the moment, you'd think, in front of the race to win the Merritt Murray medal and also pick up his first All-Australian blazer. So being well held, McCluggage, not this man though. Will Ashcroft crashes through the boundary, throwing no clean pickup. Datoli does for Sydney, hands it to the wing for Buller. Rush kick for the Swans inside 50. Fletcher pushed under the ball, no free kick. Brisbane come away anyway. Gardner Rhodes chips to left half back. McLaughlin takes the mark for the Lions. Called to play on. Conservative kick around the flank. Berry with the grab for Brisbane. Conservative kick along the boundary to Archie. Brisbane with a bit of possession footy to get to halfway. Sydney lead by 20 points.
Cal Archie, shorter centre wing. Now he goes backwards to Harris Andrews on the point of the centre square. He goes forward barely to 15 to Ashcroft.
That was 15 at least.
Just short of centre wing. Now he goes to the right, back into the corridor to Andrews. Andrews looking for somebody. Goes to the centre circles. Charlie Cameron. Still short of halfway though. Plenty of Swans in front of him. He went to go forward and then flares it to the right to Duday, so they've retreated here. He comes to the right onto the commentary wing to Darcy Gardner. The Swans set up nicely in front of everybody here. Nice lead, McCluggage.
Making them play defence.
Yeah, the Swans are going one-on-one behind the ball.
So McCluggage forward, just goes the 20 metres. Forward a centre wing to Rayner. Now McCluggage goes past. Handball receive. Gets onto the right shoe. Kicks it to a dangerous spot. Swans had it all. They had it all, but it's a free kick. It'll go to Brodie Grundy.
Yep.
They still get the free kick.
They pay that one. They're not paying these ones down here.
Melican marked it, but Grundy was held. He dishes quickly to Wicks, chips to Florent. Takes the mark at left half back for Sydney. The afternoon has become the evening in Brisbane. Natural light has gone. Artificial taken over. Sydney by 20 points at the Gabba. Long kick to a pack on the wing. Gardner, two-fisted spoil to get it away. But Warner Rose for the Swansea having a good day too. Hands it to Florent at half-back. Hands it infield to McInerney. Kicks laterally across the half-back line. Marked by Cunningham. No one marking him. So Cunningham takes a moment and then chips wide on the 45 to Rampy on the wing. And Dane Rampy holds up for a moment. Chips infield to Sheldrick, who has a fumble. Takes the mark. Plays on, hands it back to Rampy with his left boot from 70. Driving kick to full forward. Gardner spoils away from Heaney. Ball on the deck in the pocket. Levi Ashcroft rose for Brisbane. Kicks a tumbler clear, but only to Wicks. 60 out. He's tackled. Hands it to Warner. Sydney's ball. Warner to Goulden. Goulden hands it on to Florent. Florent to Lloyd. 55 out. Left half forward. High kick to full forward. Andrews got underneath it and takes the mark for Brisbane in the right back pocket.
Oh, he's saving the day a little bit down there, Harris Andrews. He goes to a dangerous kick to Zorko. Equally aggressive kick to Wilmot. Now they're out. Handball Ashcroft. Handball to Rayner. He kicks at the left half forward and finds Morris. 55 out from goal. He played on. Took too long. Holding the ball. Melican the tackler. And it's a free kick to the Swannies at right half back. The young men in great form, just in two minds. A long kick beyond centre wing. Punched away from Buller by Harris Andrews over the boundary line.
Luckily, because they had, if he turned his head, turned to the left, they had Blakey all on his own on the wing. He just had to switch the play and they were out on his left foot.
That is indecision at its worst. He had two guys on. Kick it to Charlie or have a shot on goal. There,
McLaughlin there too, Jason.
He's tired. He's come up. He's run back. He's probably run 200 metres. So give him a little bit of grace there.
10 minutes third term, Sydney by 20 points. Throw in, outer wing, picked up by McInerney of Sydney. Hand passes to Heaney. He's got Zorko in his eye line. Heaney chips around the boundary line, just too high for Buller. It's out of bounds on the full anyway. Buller got a hand to it, but out of play. Andrews with the quick inbound. Marshall takes the chip pass, just 15. But Marshall has marked it, the young man, in just his fifth game. At left half back for Brisbane. Kicks towards Hipwood in the middle of the ground. Can't mark. Rode by Lloyd of Sydney. Under pressure, hand pass goes to Deck. Goulden ferreting after it. He's over the top of it. Doesn't create much, and eventually Marshall locks up the tackle there with Sheldrick. And we'll see a ball up. Centre half back for Sydney, centre half forward for Brisbane. Swans by 20.
Umpire throws it up. Grundy fled it out to the right. Nice little bit of ruck work, but Hipwood got there first but was knocked over by Lloyd. Now they've got it. Sydney by hand. Sheldrick. Long kick towards half forward off Florent with the flight. Levi Ashcroft was coming one way, but Florent went with the flight of the ball. Took a nice chest mark under heavy pressure. Standing the mark 45 out is Darcy Gardner, so Florent will go back and have a shot.
They're in trouble here. They're in trouble here, Brisbane.
Their handball, the use of the handball at the moment, Sydney, a la like Hawthorn did. You just give the hands, give the first give.
Free players everywhere. Brisbane are struggling. They are tired. They look tired.
Ollie Florent kicks it from right on the paint. That's a spear. Oh, Swans. Irrepressible at the Gabba. Their 11th goal. It extends their lead to 26 points. 11-7, 73 to 7-5, 47. And we've played 12 minutes of the third term.
So same question, different coach's box. When the Lions got that run of 5 goals on, I asked you, what does Dean Cox do? So now, what does Fages do?
You've got to have that run from behind. I don't see Charlie Cameron. I don't see Rayner. I don't see those small forwards tackling from behind.
Yeah,
they're not putting any pressure on from behind. That's why they're getting the handball release out from Sydney and be able to go through the corridor. They need to come up. They need to push up, leave Hipwood, leave Logan Morris, come up and create pressure between the arc. They're not doing that at the moment.
They look tired. The Lions, they're doing a lot on defence. The Swans are dominating just a bit cleaner, and they've just got the energy. Right now, that last one there with Logan Morris just stuffs it. That just kills your spirit.
Jeff White and Jason Ackermanis with you Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Rainer burst clear of the centre bounce. Stoppage win for Brisbane. Kicks inside 50. Nice hand though from Milliken to control it away from Hipwood and win the ball for Sydney. Hands to Florent at half back. Hands it on to Wicks. Stops. Props. Kicks infield. Not 15. Play on. Cunningham does. He grabbed it. Hands it on to Florent. Kick to the bullseye. Numbers. Papley marks. He's got men streaming past him, so he runs on. Has a bounce. Kicks it to Heaney on 50. Heaney's hand passes behind Blakey. Picked up anyway by McInerney. 40 out. Kicks laterally across the face of goal. Lloyd marks it. Half forward, 45 out. Lloyd plays on. Kicks to the pocket. No one on row bottom. Marks on his chest. Right forward pocket, 15 metres out.
They're splitting them up in those 45s, aren't they? That's where they're releasing the ball.
Oh, they are.
They're just carving them up.
They're too easy. They're sitting out now, the Swannies. When you're on top and you're dominating, that's what you do. You just know you're going to get it back, and you're sitting in spots where it's going to come inside the bullseye. Two blokes by themselves. You just can't have that. So the Lions, they're in a lot of trouble here.
Sydney's kicked the last 6 goals in the game. James Rowbottom, slightly right of centre, to give the Swans a 32-point lead over the Premiers. He's kicked the goal. First of the evening for James Rowbottom and the Swans. 12 goals, 7, 79. Lead the Lions 7-5, 47. You're hearing it on ABC Sport, your experts Jeff White and Jason Ackermanis.
This is awesome from the Swans, and I love what Wicks did down on the half-back flank. He looked down the line, then he changed his direction inside to Papley. And that just opened up the whole ground inside forward 50, created all that space, able to get so many options. Instead of going down the skinny side, down the, as we call, the boundary, instead of going to a contest, that delivery from Wicks to come back into the corridor towards Papley is great.
Let's get to Jamie Stanton on the boundary.
Chris Regan's looked really calm on the bench. He's just turned Dev Robson, their sub, and said warm up. So it looks like they're going to be orchestrating some form of tactical move coming up.
Well, they need something, Jamie. Free kick and advantage paid Brisbane. Bailey, handball to Levi Ashcroft from 45. Levi flares it right. Barely makes it in for a point. Had more time than he thought.
That's the pressure of the Swans. Pricey.
79 plays, 48, so it's a 31-point margin in favour of the Swans.
This is the time of the quarter too. It'll open up for Brisbane. They're up, they're about their Swans. They just relax a little bit. Brisbane's got to make the most of these forward thrusts.
Rampy runs to the pocket. Long kick in for Sydney to the flank. No one there for the Swans. Off the pack. Hold on. Whistle. Sydney free kick to Lloyd. I missed what happened, but Jake Lloyd's got the free kick for Sydney at right half back.
Throw.
It was a throw. Thank you, Jeff. Short pass to Rowbottom in front of the benches. Rowbottom marks and kicks the Swans to right half forward. Buller flies first hand, can't mark. Roving though is Detoli for the Swans. Hand pass stolen by Fletcher of Brisbane. Hands to Marshall. Hands it through Berry out the back to Zorko on D50. The Zork, his kick looking for Hipwood, intercepted by Rowbottom. Roving though, great work Levi Ashcroft. Hands it to Hipwood. Hand pass doesn't create much. It's on the wing. Turned over. Goulden picks up for Sydney. Hands it to Warner. Rides a tackle. His hand pass pinched by Big Smith. Brisbane with the ball.
Throw.
Smith threw it. Not a handball. Free kick to Sydney. Blakey to take it on the edge of the centre square.
Oh, the Lizards got Florent. He hits him from 45 metres. What a pass.
One step. And that's just the way it's been for the Lions. You're getting these just not much in these free kicks.
And we said that in the first quarter. Whenever there's a free kick or they get a mark, Sydney just go. They play on at every opportunity. And this is what has caught Brisbane flat-footed.
I tell you, they have gotten away with about 50 free kicks, the Swans. They are copping the Lions high and they're just not seeing it.
We have seen Ollie Florent deliver from 50 only a few minutes ago. A slight angle to the left. From the paint, he strikes it nicely, but he pulls it left. One behind. So 80 plays 48. Back to that game-high 32-point margin as Brisbane bring it back in.
Wilmot conservative kick to Will Ashcroft, who just keeps racking them up. Kicks infield to Bailey. Marks plays on, hands it back to Will Ashcroft. This will be touch 23. Short kick to half-back. Looking for Hipwood. Spoiled away by Blakey. 50-50 ball. Swans win out. Jordan hands to Goulden. 60 from goal. Chips to the pocket. Misses Buller. Cleaned up by Gardner of Brisbane. Hands it to Wilmot. Under pressure. Hand pass over his head. Stolen brilliantly by Rowbottom. Gave the hand pass to Sheldrick. Lightning hands to Papley. Hands it to Blakey. Dropped it. Fletcher there to mop up for Brisbane. Hand passes to Berry in the pocket. Slots an exiting kick to right half-back. Dunkley takes the mark for Brisbane. 18 minutes third term. Sydney lead by 32 points as the Lions switch through Duday to the left back pocket for Marshall.
He goes further left. It's going to just stay inside play. Well done, McLaughlin, to keep it that way. He has a bounce. He runs past centre wing out of side. Gets onto the left foot, inside 50, looking for Cameron. Cameron had 3 Swannies to deal with, and they nailed him. Wicks gave it over to McInerney, who chisels a pass to Rowbottom. Still inside defensive 50, but James Rowbottom is going to take a breath. He'll put it out to the right, back to Sam Wicks, who's now 55 from goal. Hard pressed against the boundary line.
If they switch this, they're on here.
Back to the paint of 50, Rampy. Rampy back to the top of the square to Blakey. Handball over the top. It goes to McCartan. McCartan now to Florent. Florent chips it forward to centre wing to Isaac Heaney. Handball to the Lizard. Has a bounce. Handball forward to Braden Campbell. Lizard gets dealt with off the ball. Campbell kicks it inside 50 and Bruce Reville takes a relieving mark.
19 minutes third term. Sydney by 32 points. The Gabba humming. And the Lions got a comeback for them. Bailey's kick to left half back. McCluggage marks. Plays on quickly. Beautiful kick to the bullseye. Rayner grabs it. Kicks to a one-on-one. Make it 2-on-1. Brisbane's way. It's Fort and Ashcroft against Florent. Ball out the back. Ashcroft, Levi gathers, swivels, snaps, goal. And didn't they need that? Still a pulse for the Premiers at home. Sydney's lead trimmed to 26 points. Swans 12-8-80. Lions 8-6-54. Ashcroft of the Levi kind with his first of the day.
If they get back in it, that's what they have to do, Acker. They need to switch him, but when they switch, go fast. Yeah. Sydney have been right on to the ability for them when they switch it, but come back through the corridor. They weren't able to press up, and that's why they were able to get the 2-on-1 down the forward line. So, and a good finish by Levi, but they've just got to try and switch the play.
Well, they did that, but they ran Brisbane with intensity. They switched, Jeff, you're absolutely right. Then Eric Hipwood comes up and creates space. It goes in to Rayner, then they turn, then they're out and they're on. And that's how you have to do it against the Swans at the moment. They have put a lot of gas into this. Crowd's starting to get into it.
20 minutes gone to the third term. The Lions' first goal since the 17-minute mark of the second term. Bounced in the middle. Slapped forward by Fort. McCluggage overruns it. Swans have it through. Florent tried to get through everybody. Nailed by McCluggage. Well done to Marshall. Kicks it inside 50. Archie spoiled by McLean. At the back, Henry Smith. The left foot. Oh, Henry. The big satchel-footed Henry Smith gets it through. Back to within 20 points in this pulsating game here at the Gabba. 12-8-80 to 9-6-60. 21 minutes gone, third term. I'm loving this, fellas. I cannot deny it.
Size 25 foot. Just jumped that on the left. But what about that, Jeff White? That pressure in the middle. Brisbane have bought it.
Pressure.
Sydney all of a sudden, that's clean.
And this is what we spoke about. You know, it's that what a tackle from McCluggage. But that is the pressure that you need in between the arcs, because we know that Sydney's going to play on. So if you can get that turnover, that's where you'll be able to release and have the numbers down. And we saw that when Levi kicked the goal before.
What about Smith, though? What about Smith before we get it? Jamie, just a little tap on and to himself. That's awesome from a big man. Over to you, Jamie.
Both teams have made their subs. So McLaughlin for Brisbane has been subbed out and Detoli for Sydney has been subbed out.
So McLaughlin out, Robertson in, Detoli out, Cleary in. Thank you.
Oh, he called play on and his free kick and called advantage.
So Grundy gets the free kick at the centre bounce. He boots Sydney deep into attack. And the pack. Clean hands, McLean, by name and by nature. One clunk for the big fella, 25 out.
Oh, he's not happy too. He's so dirty with himself, Harris Andrews. He knows they've got momentum. All they had to do was put more pressure on that with some body on McLean. Super mark, though. And then one of the Swans players, who was that number 12, started giving a bit of lip. So we love it.
Yeah, but
got some emotion here.
I like that kick from Grundy, though, because if McLean didn't mark it, there was more numbers there at the foot of the ball, so it would have worked in their favour anyway.
Hayden McLean for the answer. Brisbane's kicked the last 2 goals. Sydney by 20 points. Oh, he's pushed it to the right. Hayden McLean misses a behind. Sydney 12-9, 81. Brisbane 9-6, 60. It's Saturday footy. Humming out of the speakers on ABC Sport.
Jasper Fletcher back inside to his father-son mate in Will Ashcroft. Back to Fletcher, waxing just in front of the goal square. Now he's going to go left. That's a nicely delivered kick, well weighted. He finds Zorko, sold the big dummy, then kicked it into the path of Archie. Nicely taken forward to centre wing. He plays on. The handball off to Marshall. He got around Rowbottom very well. Chips it forward to find Logan Morris a long way up the ground.
Right in the middle
front of the Lions benches. The big right foot to Hipwood and at the back. There's a chance, and it was towed out of there by the Swans. It's going to go over the boundary line. Insufficient intent against Dane Rampy. It's going to be a free kick, and it'll go to Jared Berry.
Oh, Bez, what's he going to do here?
He's in your pocket, in your spot, Acker. His backside is almost touching the fence.
He's no Heaney. He's taking his time here. I think
the man on the mark is standing 45 from goal on the boundary line. Jared Berry.
He's going to have a shot here. Late in the quarter, or is he going to be the team man as he always is? Top of the
Still 3.5 minutes, Jason.
Got to have a crack at it. Berry. The outside of the right boot is very thin. It hits the behind post at the very top on the full. That is out of bounds on the full. It's the Swans by 21 points late in the third term.
Let's kick a drop punt. That's way more accurate than a check side banana chanana.
Yep, missed it near side, and now Rampy, who conceded that free kick, is taking every moment available to think of this return to play. It's a long kick from the pocket. On McLean again, almost took the mark. Roves his own crumb. Little hand pass from McInerney. Hands it along the ground to Lloyd, who kicks it out in the full. Jake Lloyd with a missed kick there. The two-time best and fairest with a skill error, which allows Jasper Fletcher to ask a young fella, come on, we want to play quick footy, give me the ball from over the fence. It's right in front of us. Fletcher chips infield to Duday, the first-time Lion. Kicks down the line, shortish kick, McCluggage takes the mark, just forward of the wing. Swans by 21 points. We're 25 minutes into the third term.
Go now, they've got to go now.
Chip infield back to Duda, who's still on the wing.
It's one-on-one, though, behind the ball is what Sydney's going, so it's a lot of running that they need to do here at Brisbane.
Duday kicks a high ball to a pack near the boundary line. Grundy got to the front for Sydney. Almost the mark or free kick.
Free kick. He's been super down the line tonight.
Jeez, they're getting away. Just before the ball comes, they just wrap up their opponents, twist them around.
That long kick down the line that they've forced Brisbane to do, always Grundy's been there, front and centre.
Grundy at left, half back. High ball, back to a pack on the wing. Oh, players tumbling everywhere. Picked up by Campbell of Sydney. Hand pass infield. Sheldrick wins the ball, evades an opponent. Slots the pass to Papley. Marks at 55 out. He's got a man out the back. Deep ball towards Jordan, who is spoiled brilliantly at the last moment by Dane. Don't retire me yet, Zorko. Forces the boundary, throwing in the left forward pocket.
That was a good body spoil, and he needed to as well.
They sneak out the back. He had 20 metres, whoever that was, his opponent.
How could you possibly retire the Zork in this form over the last couple of years? Throw in, short, as it does happen here. Grundy taken out of it, roved by Bailey, the outside of the right shoe. It's beautiful touch by Will Ashcroft. Gave it to Rayner, back to Ashcroft. Handball up to the wing, to Archie, to the right to Hipwood. Hipwood on his right shoe, curls it around looking for Archie. He's overcooked it. It was well done there by the Lizard. No, it wasn't. It was actually Callum Mills. He gathered his handball cut off by McCluggage. He gave it back to Berry. Oh, it's going up a notch again. Handball back to Bailey. He chiselled it to right half forward. Rayner takes a great mark. He's 70 from goal. They're hammering each other here at the Gabba. This is like a grand final. It's what we didn't get last year. Rayner to the forward pocket. Big pack. Well done at the back, Sheldrick, who absolutely nailed it, dropped it around the boundary line. A couple of players laying on top of the umpire will come in and ball it up right on the boundary, about 20 from the point post in the right forward pocket for Brizzy.
These one-on-one contests too, just great footy at the moment.
Sydney by 21 points, 90 seconds left in the third quarter. McInerney, clean possession, took on the tackle of Will Ashcroft, tackled him over the boundary line. Umpire says throw in. Throw in. Sydney led by 2 goals at quarter time, by 9 points at half time. Got out to 32 points in this term. Now 21 points is the lead for the Swans. Thrown in, Grundy whacks it. Oh, mishandled by his intended rover McInerney. Picked up by McCluggage. Whistle in the pack. Was there? No, play on. Out the back. Bailey from 50. Flying shot. Misses near side. Misses everything, I think. Yep. Out of bounds on the full in the right forward pocket. Free kick to the Swans.
This will be down the line with Grundy and McLean. They'll definitely trying to...
Just off the ball. Look at this. That is the smallest guy in Goulden, just manhandling his opponent.
Long kick. Well done by Duday in front of Grundy. Grundy got down and dirty around the ground level, got the handball out, but once again Duday got himself involved against Goulden and traps the ball in. So 60 from the Lions' goal. Umpire throws it up, off hands McCluggage, back to his mate Berry. Berry curls it around to the arc. A couple of Swans there, roving at Dev Robertson, knocked over there by Ollie Florent. Over the boundary line, where the arc hits the boundary line, there'll be a throw in front of the Queensland Cricketers Club.
So Robertson into the game. Will McLaughlin has been subbed out.
McInerney's hurt himself too off the contest here.
Exactly.
Umpire throws it in. It's going to be Fort versus Grundy. Great battle. It falls short of both of them. Sheldrick appealing for the free kick. Well done to Charlie Cameron, who got the handball away. In fact, it was Dev Robertson back to Zorko. He flares it to the middle to find Darcy Gardner.
Big 30 seconds coming up. Brisbane with the ball in the middle. Gardner short pass to McCluggage. Spearing entry to Bailey. And Zach Bailey marks 40 metres out directly in front. Cam Rayners do a bit of push me, shove you behind play.
So he should. So much going. Sorry, Q. So much going off the ball. This is getting a lot of. They're trying to get under their skin. Doing a great job, Sydney.
Well, the siren's about to sound, and the old girl, the Gabba, her foundation's about to be tested like they haven't been for a while. Zach Bailey kicks this.
He kicked 4 against them last.
And it'll be rocking and shaking at the Gabatoir. If Bailey narrows the margin to 15 points, no angle, 45 out. He's missed it left. Never looked like it. It's a point to Zach Bailey and Brisbane. And that ends the third term. Sydney go to the three-quarter time huddle with a 20-point lead. The Swans, 12 goals, 9, 81. To the Lions, 9, 7, 61. Isaac Heaney has kicked 5 goals and taken the clubhouse leading mark of the year through the game. Recency bias. There's been a few good ones this year, but it was the classic knee on the back of your opponent, almost full height extension in the middle of the Gabba. It was Jeff White.
Then pushed him up.
Yeah.
It was unreal.
It was unreal. Chad Warner then kicked the goal off that mark. He's got 2 goals. Rowbottom, Sheldrick, Florent, Campbell, Buller also with goals for Sydney. For Brisbane, 2 for Wilmot, 2 for Morris, singles for Dunkley, Levi Ashcroft, Smith, McLaughlin and Hipwood. So just repeating, McLaughlin now out of the game, Robertson subbed in, and for Sydney, Dottoli out of the game, Cleary subbed in. We assume both are tactical. Okay, that's three-quarter time at the Gabba, where Sydney lead Brisbane by 20 points. You're hearing it through ABC Sport.
The summer of cricket has arrived early.
Lobs it straight down the ground for 6. He's on the pull shot. Boy, did he get that.
White ball cricket takes centre stage in the top end as Australia take on South Africa.
Shout for leg before finger goes on.
It all starts on Sunday on the ABC
Down
Listener.
the pitch, there we go. Bang.
Every ball live. Just click on the cricket button. This is the 2025 AFL Premiership season on ABC Sport.
Cal Mills runs beyond the goal mouth and then kicks right down the corridor to the
Heaney at at the Gabba. He's ridden over Dunkley to take a spectacular mark. Kicks it to half forward immediately. Warner rows the pack. Snaps to an open goal mouth. That is as brilliant as Australian football gets. Can you believe what you have just seen at the Gabba?
Heaney will curl it around with the right foot. He's looking for 5. He does it. Oh, Swans extend their lead to the hoots of the Gabba crowd. They're up by 20 points. Ollie Florent kicks it from right on the paint. That's a spear. Oh, Swans irrepressible at the Gabba. Their 11th goal. It extends their lead to 26 points.
The Lions, they're in a lot of trouble here.
James Rowbottom, slightly right of centre, to give the Swans a 32-point lead over the Premiers. He's kicked the goal.
McCluggage overruns it. Swans have it through. Florent tried to get through everybody. Nailed by McCluggage. Well done to Marshall. Kicks it inside 50. Archie ball by McLean. At the back, Henry Smith. The left foot. Oh, Henry. The big satchel-footed Henry Smith gets it through.
This is ABC Sports coverage of the AFL.
On your radio.
ABC Sport Digital.
And on the ABC Listen app.
Quentin Hull and the team with you at the Gabba, where it's three-quarter time and Sydney lead Brisbane by 20 points. Earlier today, St Kilda defeated Richmond by 4 points at the MCG. 2 games coming for you this evening, including at the Docklands Carlton, hosting Gold Coast, where we find Matt Clinch to set the scene. G'day, Clinchy.
Hello, Q. We're enthralled with what's happening at the Gabba, but following you, the Blues, buoyed by the decision that Michael Voss will coach on in seasons 2026, will try and continue some of that form from the West last week and upset the Gold Coast Suns and their run to September. The Blues make a couple of changes from last week's loss, with Billy Wilson and Hudson O'Keefe coming in, replacing Mark Pitnant and Harry O'Farrell. While the Gold Coast Suns, with their best ever season so far in club history with 13 wins, need to keep winning to hold their spot in the top 8 and try and push up to top 4 calculations. Malcolm Roses comes in at the expense of the injured Sam Flanders, and it's also Damien Hardwick's 350th game as coach, as he's under the roof of Docklands tonight. We can't wait to bring it to you with Mick Moldhouse alongside the game's record holder Brent Harvey, Lauren Borden to call the action, and Lex Pesher down on the boundary. The Suns taking on the Blues in Melbourne. After you, Q.
Yeah, good on you, Clinchy. If you can't hear that where you're currently listening to the footy, it's available to you on the ABC Listen app, as is the game between Port Adelaide and Fremantle. Our listeners through local radio in Southern Australia and Western Australia will get the Power and the Dockers. So, yeah, with the Suns and Freo engaged tonight, all of these stories about the ever ebbing and flowing movements inside the 8 will continue to roll out on this Saturday of round 22. OK, Jeff White and Jason Ackermanis, what have we got in ahead of us here? Sydney by 20 points with a quarter to play.
Just fascinating third quarter. Great footy from both sides, and particularly Sydney, the ability to go. We keep mentioning it, but we're only telling you what we see. The ability to play on and go through the corridor, and this is what Brisbane has to stop. I still believe, and Q, you're right in this, I still believe Brisbane can win, but if Sydney get a run on in the first half of this last quarter, they won't be able to wrestle it back.
You haven't got enough energy to spend. This is going to be action-packed. The crowd is into it, about time, emotion into it. See what happens. This is going to be tight.
Back into the middle of the Gabba to start the final term. Grundy slaps it forward. It's cut off by Fort. Gave it backwards to McCluggage. Off a Blakey flies across the front of the pack and takes a beautiful one-clunked defensive mark. He is crucial.
If he has a big quarter, they win.
Yeah, they've got to take him out of the contest, though, Dev Robin.
He's back to some of his best footy. He was pretty average at the start of the year, Blakey, but played so well tonight. Kicks across the half-back line to McLean. Kicks to Melican it was. Half-forward, Buller can't mark. Papley Robes kicks inside 50 for Sydney. Andrews punches away from McLean and ensures the ball goes out of play for a throw-in. Just individually, Sheldrick with 20 for the Swans. The contributors are so even for Sydney. McInerney 19, Warner 19, Mills 19, Goulden 19. Will Ashcroft leads the way for Brisbane with 26, 25 for Dunkley, 22 for Hugh McCluggage. Boundary throw in on attacking 50 for Sydney. First off hands, Zorko bowled over, couldn't pick up. Picked up by Dunkley, gets it to his toe, pokes it clear of immediate danger. Bounces over the head of Blakey, who was first to meet it, but Hipwood there, favoured by the bounce.
Yeah.
Wins it for Brisbane. Hands it off to Levi Ashcroft. Great kick off the outside of the boot, Jace. Marked by Rayner on the wing. Kicks to the corridor. Here they come. Berry takes the grab and plays on. Kicks to full forward out the back. Charlie! No, it goes beyond Cameron. It goes beyond everyone. Free kick to Cameron. No, free kick against Cameron.
Oh, come on. They've been doing it against the Lions all day.
Front on contact on Cal Mills. Free kick. And Charlie's gobbed off and given away 50.
Come on, umpire.
That is crucial. It doesn't matter where you come from, Mackie. You can't gob off at the umpire. It's cost them 50. Now the Swans, they've got a chance. That is a beautifully weighted kick to hit Wicks. He kept running the Lizard. Handball receive. The Lizard from 45. That's a floating sack. It just made it through for a point.
Oh, the Lizards.
82 plays 61. It's a 21-point margin with 2 minutes gone as the Lions bring it back in.
Up the corridor to Berry. Berry short to Hipwood at half-back. Sorry, Jeff. It's
Blakey.
So quick.
Blakey's had 3 already. So
Yes.
This is what they've got to be careful of, Brisbane.
Hipwood laterally, the left half-back. Levi Ashcroft marks and kicks to Hugh McCluggage on the wing.
He gets tired, though, very quickly, the Lizard.
They've gone one-on-one again, the Swans, behind the ball. So there's a lot of running that Brisbane have to do.
Chips to Bailey, marks it on the wing for Brisbane. Looks in field. No, doesn't like that. Chips around the boundary back to Levi Ashcroft, who's having a big game. No one on the mark. Levi Ashcroft with touch 23. It's a kick inside 50. Grundy's back there in the hole for the Swans. Spoils the pack, but Fort Roves. Hands to Cameron. Charlie on the left boot hits the near post. Done nothing all day, Charles Cameron. That's just kick 4 for him. He's kicked the point. Sydney by 20, and the quick inbound is conservative to Rampy forward to fullback. There's a long kick, though.
That's
to
a
the
beauty.
wing.
He gets to the wing and it hits the new man in Caden Cleary. He gives the handball off. It's well done by Heaney inside 50 at the back. It is Darcy Wilmot who spoiled Papley. Goalless tonight, Tom Papley, and it's over the boundary line. It's going to be a throw in the left forward pocket for the Swannies. They're leading by 20 points, 3 gone in the final term. Acker?
Bryce, you said that you know, the bit of gobbing off in here. Papley did it earlier in the game. Nothing. You've got to be consistent. That bit of emotion up in the game, umpire. We still got to be consistent.
Indeed, the emotions are running high here at the Gabba for both sides. Throw in, Grundy got it down to Heaney. His kick spoiled. It's picked up there, tackled. That could be holding the ball with prior opportunity. Nothing doing. Levi Ashcroft to Dunkley. Handball to Zorko in the right back pocket. Back to Dunkley. He toes it just short of centre wing. The juggling effort wasn't rewarded for the Swans. Picked up by Chad Warner. Bust through tackles. The right foot inside 50. Hits Sheldrick. 45 out. And a slight angle to the left.
So I'd say it again, Chad Warner, when he's got the ball and he's broken through the lines, wow.
It's been hard.
Scary.
He's been super hard to tackle tonight.
Angus Sheldrick coming up for disposal, number 21. He's got 1 goal already.
I reckon that's the missed tackles tonight has killed Brisbane as well.
Contested possessions, 12 to Warner.
So Sheldrick, the left foot from just outside the arc. It's a very high ball. Hasn't got the distance. It gets to the goal line and skims off the knuckles of Darcy Fort through for 1 behind. So 83 plays 62, back to 21 points.
And indeed, you've called it, Jace. Rayner receives from Zorko in the middle of the ground. Hand passes to Bailey. Bounces. Kicks Brisbane into attack. It's beyond Cameron, who slipped over, cutting him out the back. Happy to fumble the ball over the boundary line. No, kept it in because he saw he had time. Charlie gave it up. Here goes Jordan from the left back pocket. Kicking Sydney clear to the outer wing. Buller in prime position, front on spoil from Berry.
He
Free kick to Sydney.
Hasn't had a lot of the ball tonight, Q, but geez, he's been important, Buller.
He hands it to Goulden, hands it to the wing. Sheldrick bakes the tackle of Gardner, kicks Sydney into attack. Grundy marks, plays on. The big fella opens up his right boot. That is brilliant running ruckman football. Oh, Brodie Grundy. Magnificent. 27 points the lead to Sydney. They might just have broken the Premier's back early in this final term. Down to Jamie Stanton on the boundary.
As the eagle-eyed Jeff White mentioned earlier, Justin McInerney definitely has hurt his knee in the late last quarter. He's just come back on, but his knee is significantly heavily taped. They've taped both outside and inside, and he looked quite lame on the boundary line, but he's given it a crack out there.
Yeah, they're throwing everything at the Premiers here, and that is a beautiful transition footy from the Swans. That said, You come through the middle there, the turnover there. Charlie Cameron's 1-on-1 and he's out. Bailey just could not. Zach Bailey couldn't make that kick work. And that's what they'll do to the Swans. They've just been too intense, too clean.
I know
too clinical.
I know that Grundy, his work rate down the line, the ability to get down and all that. Sheldrick. How good has he been tonight?
Sheldrick. Yep, he's had 22 disposals, Angus Sheldrick. He's had 9 score involvements and kicked a goal. Back into the middle, the Swans could get this one. Oh, but charging onto it, Jasper Fletcher. Got the handball to Dunkley, who's been brilliant all night. His short kick to Bailey. Bailey runs to the arc. Bailey goes bang and misses. A couple of those for Zach Bailey tonight. One behind. So that brings the margin back to 26 points. 89 plays 63 as the Swannies bring it back in quickly.
Lloyd marks Steve 50, right half back, kicks it to Warner, who takes the grab between the half back flank and the wing. Chad Warner chips in field. Oh, it's at the feet of Heaney. Picks it up, gives the problem back to Warner. Hand passes in field. Cleary gives it to Wicks. Nailing the tackle of Dunkley. Ball comes free. Play on. Kicked off the ground by Levi Ashcroft to attacking 50. Morris arrives, is over the ball and tackled immediately.
That's what Brisbane needs more off. They need those turnovers in the arc, particularly forward to centre.
Intensity to make those tackles. That's what they're doing better.
Sydney by 26 points. 7 minutes played, final term. Bailey crashes the stoppage. Scoops it up. Hand pass, though, stolen by Sheldrick. There he is, Jeff, your man. Gives it through hands. Cleary to Wicks. Rush kick to half back. Lloyd's under pressure. Cleverly taps it back to Rampy, who is in space. Now hands it to Lloyd. Time for Sydney at right half back. Lloyd hands it on to Goulden. Plays Piggy in the middle with Zorko to hand it back to Lloyd. Mungsy's kick off the instep towards half forward. Nice tap from Buller to Heaney, though. Still Sydney's ball. Heaney gets it to the advantage of Rowbottom, 60 out. Spearing ball too low for the leading target, Campbell. Wilmot picks up for Brisbane and the Lions ping.
He goes a 1-2 handball with Hipwood. Spears it into the middle.
50.
Finds Cameron. He's gone open but marked by 2 metres. That should be 50. No bias intended. He turns around and gives it to Dev Robertson, who puts it out to right half forward. Cal Archie. They're under enormous pressure, the Brisbane Lions. Now Archie tries to lower the eyes. Rampy cut in front. Took a good defensive mark. And their disposal, they're panicking Brisbane when they're getting the ball inside 50. Swannies just taking a bit of a breath here and holding the ball up.
8 minutes. Line to Grundy. Sorry, Q.
No, that's all right. Grundy is playing a huge hand in this game for Sydney. He's been in awesome form. They go down the line to him. He's outmarked by Hipwood there, Jeff. But you know what it's like. Big man, don't get smaller. Hipwood shins his kick to half forward. Back to Rampy for Sydney. Takes the mark. Chips it short to Goulden. What's so good about Grundy and what he's doing here, Jeff? I'll put that on notice for a man who knows a thing or two about rucking. There he is. He's presented and marked on the wing.
He's just his work rate, Q. He's working hard down the line.
No, he is work rate, but he is getting all his teammates are grabbing his opponent and not allowing his.
Come on, Jace, you got to give him credit though.
I'll give him credit, but when you get away with that rubbish,
I'll give this bloke credit. Chad Warner, he grabbed it, kicked it long inside 50 to the goal square. Harris Andrews against the much younger Jack Buller. He takes a good defensive mark and wants to get aggressive. Straight up the middle. And he hits Zorko. Zorko to a one-on-one. Cameron got in front of Cunningham, did well but couldn't take the mark. Heaney, class. Gave it back to Warner. Now to Florent. Florent's kick was cut off by Bruce. Only went a couple of metres. Handball back to Zorko. Zorko took him on but got taken high. He'll get that free kick. It was Ollie Florent and Braden Campbell conspired. Zorko wants to play on. Runs into the corridor. Handball over the top. Will Ashcroft gave it to Darcy Wilmot. He has a bounce. Runs to 50. And that's a 9-iron that chips inside 50 to Cal Archie. Brilliant decision there from Darcy Wilmot outside of the right boot. And Cal Archie had a reasonably quiet night. Can go back and put the Lions closer.
So they need this as an understatement. But, Jeff, he is working unbelievably well, Grundy, don't get me wrong. But what they're doing off the ball, Sydney, is brilliant and it's also illegal.
It's the dark arts, Acker.
The dark arts have been illegal.
Here we go.
It's still football as Kalachi comes in from 40. The Lions need it. That's a mung, an absolute mung. The Lions not performing in front of goal as the crowd would like at the moment. 64 plays 89, so it's a 25-point margin the Swannies lead by.
It's a Max Gawn checking. So Gawney, when he works really hard down the line, all the other players around the ground check. That's what they're doing to Grundy, and that's what they're doing to Ford.
Great.
Blakey strolls to the pocket. Long kick in for Sydney to a pack. Fisted to ground level, but Goulden Rose hand passes to Rowbottom near the boundary, hands it backwards. Nice evasive work from Lloyd to beat two. Links back up with Rowbottom by hand, gives it through Mills to Goulden. They run the edge of the boundary to get to half forward. Goulden receives again, 60 from goal. Centering kick, Levi Ashcroft gets back, can't take the mark. Sheldrick Rose but misses the snap from 35 out directly in front. He's kicked a point. And 26 is the lead to Sydney. The Lions just hanging into this contest as the quick inbound finds Dev Robertson at left half back, D50.
The man who came on for Will McLaughlin was subbed off in the third term. He plays on.
Rayner
gets it into the middle of the ground. Rayner ran underneath the ball, but it's going to be a free kick.
This is what I'm talking about. That's what's been happening all night. They get this off once, and they're doing it to everyone else, and it's okay this once.
Tom McCartan played it well. His 150th game has been a cracker so far. Just forward to centre wing. Kicks it inside 50. Flying high. Not quite taking it there. Henry Smith. Jasper Fletcher gathered, was immediately tackled into the ground by James Rowbottom. It's going to be a ball up about 55 out.
That's it, I'm out. This is rubbish.
From the Swans goal, Acker's not happy. 26 points the margin.
He's gone for timeout, Jace.
The Fluoro men, not his Christmas card list at the moment. Comes off McCluggage. Heaney injects himself. Tackled off the ball. Dunkley now had a cracker. Gave it back to Levi Ashcroft. But the Swans' pressure intense. It's a wobbler. And Cleary, his tap was sharked by Fletcher. Went to Robertson. Now McCluggage. McCluggage chips it into the corridor and Rampy ate that. He just got in front of Hipwood. Takes a very timely mark just behind the centre circles. And he says, hey, everybody slow down. We've got this. 13 minutes gone final term.
Rampy kicks it to a man in space. It's Jordan on the wing. James Jordan takes a bounce, plays on, draws Morris, hand passes to McCartan, kicks Sydney into attack. Andrews in front, Buller from behind makes the spoil. Sheldrick Rose for the Swans, right foot snap. It's another point. Gee, we've seen Sydney kick 1 goal 4 and Brisbane 3 behinds. Quick inbound. It's been turned over by the Lions. Cleary has a shot and he's kicked a point. Gee, you can't even give one score and then there's another.
They're going to have a bit more composure.
So Cleary a point, Sheldrick a point, 13-12 becomes 13-14, lickety split.
So it's 28 points the margin now. The Lions have to get a wriggle on. I must say, I kind of empathise with where Acker's going, but the dark arts are part of footy, aren't they? You've just got to learn to live with it. The intercept from Blakey. Blakey inside 50 and hits the sub in Cleary. Caden Cleary, another Sydney Swans Academy member from Sydney Uni. He could almost ice this. He gave it back to Blakey. Blakey had a flying shot, and the umpire's going to say, get back there and have another crack.
But lucky because Swans had two free players there.
And Isaac Heaney took the mark in the forward pocket. But this will chew up a little bit of time. The Gabba crowd absolutely stunned. In this grand final replay, the Swans exacting some kind of revenge here. So Caden Cleary is 70 from goal. The man on the mark, he's off the long run, isn't he? The man on the mark is standing 45 from goal. 45-degree angle to the left. He's only ever kicked 3 AFL goals. He's kicked that out of bounds on the full. You can see why he's kicked 3 goals, 9 for career, as it will be a free kick to Brisbane.
And in a rare quiet moment, news from the Cardinia Park last night, Dylan Shields sent straight to the tribunal for that push on Mark O'Connor, which led to the rather ungainly injury for young Luau. So Dylan Shields sent straight to the tribunal, even though it was one of his teammates that was injured. So that is a very interesting case. That MRO news just coming through from Cardinia Park last night. Here, Sydney by 28 points, 15 minutes final term. Do we dare cog down a little? It's been a frenetic game of footy. Have the Swans done enough? Have they done enough? There's 8 minutes of playing time left. Brisbane need 5 goals. Stoppage on attacking 50 for Sydney. Florida on hands and knees. Hands it out the back to Lloyd. Tackled immediately by Bailey. And we'll see another ball up.
They've just wrestled it now. They go into a stop-play mentality. They're one-on-one behind the ball, Sydney.
McLean and Smith do the ruck work. It's gone to deck. Sheldrick's tackled by McCluggage. And a ball up.
The other elephant in the room is there's 25 plus in contested possessions the Swannies, Roddy.
Yeah, they've been hunting the ball all day.
Umpire throws it up. This time the Lions with the clearance. Rayner, though, hassled off the ball. He goes back and has another crack and does it with aggression. Handball through to Will Ashcroft. He gave it to Zorko. His handball cut off by Sheldrick. Well done. He's had a great game, the young man. Gives it to Goulden. Goulden tried to get it into the path there of Buller, but it was sharked by Darcy Wilmot. He flares a handball out to the right to Fletcher. Fletcher to Will Ashcroft on the logo wing, outer side. He gets it to Dev Robertson. He chips it into the path of Hipwood. He's 60 from goal. Wheels around onto the left foot. Kicks it into the pocket. Morris! Has he taken it inside? He has. The young man extended the arms. That was a great contested mark. He's going to have a shot from the boundary about 35 out. We've seen him deal with these under extreme pressure at the G just last week against Collingwood. He moves the chair of one of the security people who just very laconically leans back on another one just beside it. Logan Morris. The Lions desperate for this score. Comes in from the boundary. He launches a drop punt and kicks a point. 92 plays 65, 27 points the margin. 17 minutes gone, final term. ABC Sport, a cracker.
Well, we spoke about the door being open for the top two for Brisbane. Well, will they make the top four? After tonight's result, with 2 weeks to come, a trip to Perth to play Freo and a home game against Hawthorn. The Gabatoir is no more. This is Brisbane's 10th game at home this year, and if current trends continue, they'll be 6 wins, 4 losses.
Wow.
Yep. Sydney with the ball at right half back. They hold a 27-point lead off the hands of the pack. It's Brisbane's ball. Gardner kicks infield. It's on the head of Berry. Marks, despite the late arriving pressure of Campbell. Kick to half forward. Morris is spoiled by McCartan. Picked up by Zorko. Brilliant hand pass to Berry. Evades a man. Hands it to Robertson. Must kick the goal. Kicks it out on the full.
Great defensive pressure there from the Swans.
Near side. Who was it, Jeff? Chasing him.
Just trying to see who it was. All the Swans players were getting around him.
I reckon it was Braden Campbell.
Yep.
Yeah, I reckon too.
I had to follow the flight of the ball.
Yeah.
I couldn't see who it was.
So it was the Lizard now. Blakey kicks it to the outer side. Front and square. Berry kicks it inside 50. The benefit of playing in front. Logan Morris takes it on his chest. 45 out. 45-degree angle to the right.
We're still within the Lee Matthews formula if he kicks this. At the moment, there's 5.5 minutes left, and Brisbane need 5 goals to win.
Logan Morris has had 5 touches. He's kicked 2 goals, 1 for the night. He is a prodigious and accurate kick of the ball. He'll let this go from just inside the arc. He does so. He strikes it well. It's a goal. It's still going to pulse as Logan Morris gets his third. The Lions move within 21 points, 13-14-92 to 10-11-71. 19 gone, final term. Jamie Stanton's on the boundary.
Justin McInerney came onto the ground. He's come off. He's had his knee untaped, and now he's sitting on the bench looking worse for wear. So I don't think Justin McInerney will be playing any more minutes.
Thanks, Jamie. Just cut out a little at the end there. Who could blame even the equipment getting a little jittery on this humming night at the Gabba. Sydney by 21 points. Jace is back. We'll get him back on a moment. You okay there, Akka?
Yes, I'm good.
That's good.
I've had a mediation with the management. I've had therapy. I'm now back.
Awesome. Great. It's been top gear from go to woe, this one. What do we got left? Chad Warner under the ruckman. Clearance for Sydney. He has a bounce. Hands it to Goulden. It doesn't go for goal. Kick is intercepted. He was trying to chip it to Buller, but Gardner got
50.
the way. Buller didn't stand the mark.
50.
It'll be 100. This will be 100 to bring Gardner within kicking range.
He tried to.
And the clock stops with 4:47.
Yeah, another 50. It is another 50.
Another 50, yeah.
So he didn't take the mark correctly, first 50, then waxed the ball out of his hands, second 50. Darcy Gardner's been given the Usain Bolt advance, the 100 metres upfield.
Well, he's got to kick this, but you look at the last contest.
Hold on.
Kick it. Yeah.
4.5 to go, Jace. The clock starts to tick. And the defender who spent some time forward this year, this will make it 15 points. Straight in front, 40 out, Darcy Gardner. Gabba. Oh, he's disappointed he's missed to the left. That might be the last chance. 20 points the lead to Sydney.
Buller, he is lucky. He tried to kick one of the players in that last contest as well. He's been getting away a little bit, but that could be it.
So Blakey just saunters out of the goal square. It's a long left footer to the outer side. Grundy spoiled by Gardner. That was a really good contest.
That is a concussion.
It was back to Marshall. Marshall got the handball back to Wilmot. Wilmot back into the guts. It's got Jasper Fletcher written all over it. Now there's a big space in the middle.
They got to close. They got to shut the game down. That was a concussion from the start there.
Okay, so Zorko's got the ball at centre half back, and the umpire is going to say we have got to hold the game up. Jamie Stanton's closer to it. What do you see, Jamie?
Yeah, that contest happened directly in front of me. Good clash of bodies. Brodie Grundy hit the ground, and as soon as he hit the ground, his arms started posturing, as the AFL call it. Really clear signs of some of those like early concussion symptoms. Doesn't mean that he'll have one, but the physios ran straight out to him and have held his neck straight away. They're really concerned for him.
It's a disturbing sight when you see the replay. The big man, you just see the replay of this incident. It was just contact. He got sandwiched in between Darcy Gardner and Darcy Fort.
Yeah.
A legal contest.
Yeah, he's all right. He's up.
He's up. Yeah, and he is walking off, so that's really good news. Jamie, you see him walking off down there?
Yeah, he's walking off and he's talking to the physios, which is awesome. He doesn't look like his normal self, but he doesn't mind giving it to the boundary umpire as he walks off too, though.
Everyone's giving it to the umps today, so why would he be any different?
They deserve it, let me tell you.
This has been a cracking contest. Zorko now plays on. He had Fletcher. It's a beautifully weighted kick, got him to 50, chipped it inside 50, and playing for the free kick, not getting it was Rayner. Crowd goes absolutely feral. Now Cleary buffeted over the boundary line in front of a Gabba crowd that is frothing. Absolutely frothing. There'll be a throw in.
Oh, we're going to miss this old girl when they knock it down after the Olympics. She is absolutely... She's dripping with blood tonight, the Gabatoire. The fans are not happy at all. Sydney lead by 20 points late in the game. Stoppage on half forward for Brisbane. Fletcher taken high. No free kick. Recalls out of the pack. Given on to Will Ashcroft. He's tackled.
Come on.
No Pryor. Caden Cleary with the tackle. Baller.
There'll be none of these umpires who are officiating be in the grand final, I can tell you.
You're like Lingy at Cardinia Park last night. He wasn't happy with the officiating in that game. From the stoppage, Jordan for Sydney. Hand pass to Wicks. Kick stolen by Ford of Brisbane. Hands to McCluggage. There's 3.5 minutes left. Kick inside 50. And Hipwood gets a free kick for high contact. Righto. 20 points the difference. 3 minutes. 8, 7, 6. Tick, tick. It's all up to you, Eric.
Eric, the man you do not want to be kicking an important goal.
The energy lives on and dies on this kick. Slightly left, man on the mark, 40 out. Hipwood to make it a 14-point ball game. He's going to kick it out on the full in the opposite pocket. Jason, you are right on the money yet again. That is a shocker from Eric Hipwood.
Should have kicked it with his right foot.
He could have had a scattergun. He still would have missed the major opening.
As the Swans have it now. As the air gets sucked out of the Gabba.
You can't say they didn't have their chances, Pricey.
They've had plenty.
So many in this quarter.
Chances in this quarter.
Cunningham flares it across to Florent. Florent now chips it forward to find Rampy. Now they'll just wax a little bit here, the Swans. They're leading by 20 points. Nearly 25 gone of the final term. They're holding onto the ball now. He goes long down the line. Heaney from the rear position spoils his teammate in Goulden as well as McCluggage. Over the boundary line between wing and left half forward in front of a Gabba crowd of 31,424. There'll be a throw in.
And Sydney's going to get ahead of the win-loss ledger. Late in this first season under Dean Cox, which had key injuries early, and the mental scars of a 10-goal grand final hiding and a change of coach. But, oh boy, the Bloods, they're getting better as the season gets longer in 2025. It'll be 7 wins out of their last 9 games. Rush ball to the wing. Andrews has got it for Brisbane. Hand pass to Fletcher. Move before grabbing the ball. Cleary cleans up. Hand pass over the top to Buller. Open 50. Hands it to Goulden. Run down from behind. Great tackle from Berry. Buller got the ball by Goulden got to his boot. Rolls to the pocket. Rowbottom there with Reville, and a ball up. Hold on.
That'll be a free kick.
There's a
for Berry.
tangle away
It's
from...
a free kick.
He grabbed him by the ankle, did Goulden, so it'll be Jared Berry's free kick behind the play, Q.
So Berry's got it in the left back pocket. And now, Brisbane, the tightrope to September. Looks just a little trickier with a trip west and a home game against the Hawks to come. Going west to play the Dockers, of course. Berry to the wing, given to Dunkley. He marks it, hands it to McCluggage. Chip to left half forward. Hipwood, half volley, can't pick it up. Swans are there. Cunningham picks it up and gives to Blakey.
Blakey just kicks it very high towards centre wing. Big contest coming up. That was gutsy there from young Cleary. He had Jared Berry bearing down on him. They got it backwards. McCluggage gave it to Zorko, who shrugged a tackle, gave it to Will Ashcroft. Oh, that's a quick little handball. Gave it to McCluggage. 9-9 to Hipwood. Now off to Rayner. Rayner to Bailey. Bailey from 45. Nails a goal. 14 points the margin. 27 gone. Final term. The Swans still lead this. It's actually gone down to 14 points. You said?
Yep, 14, correct.
Wow, 13, 14, 92 to 11, 12, 78. There's less than a minute to go. A miracle would need to be performed here, but the crowd are enjoying the song.
Tracy McGrady special.
Well, you can't take away from Sydney, Jeff White, but you're right. At Brisbane, they've kicked the last 2 goals in the game. They've had so many more opportunities in this quarter.
Gardner a set shot.
Cameron a snap which he could have made.
Archie had a shot.
Bailey having a go earlier too.
They had their chances, but they're not taking anything away from Sydney. They have been tremendous. What a game this has been. One of the games of the year.
I'll tell you what, the Cats will get a different look at what footy's like compared to what they saw last night when they go to the SCG next week. Geelong Sydney at the SCG, wow. And then the Swans finish off going to Perth to meet West Coast. Centre stoppage, clearance for McCluggage for Brisbane, kicks it over Dunkley's head. In the pocket, scooped up by Archie, hands it to Bailey. Bailey tackled high by Rampy. Free kick.
Stop the clock.
Oh, there's 35 seconds left. There's not enough time for 3 goals. But there's time enough for Zach Bailey to kick another one here. Clock restarts. He'll have a shot. 40 out. Slight angle right on his right boot. And there, look at that. He absolutely sells that so easily. 8 points is the lead to Sydney. But there's only 18 seconds left. Bailey with back-to-back goals. Sydney 13-14, 92. Brisbane 12-12, 84.
Don't ever say that. Could come straight out of the front of the stoppage. Have a shot on goal. 6 seconds.
Shows how important those set shots were.
If only Nasai Wangani Miller was playing here.
Yes. Free kick.
Jeff White sitting there saying, I know how this script goes. We'll see what happens. Well, the Gabba crowd, they're still humming along at the moment. Swans by 8 points, back into the middle. The Lions would have to extract it and kick a goal within seconds. It's a good bounce. Darcy Fort versus McLean. Fort wins it forward. Rayner, Ashcroft from 45. He's kicked. Oh, it's Archie. And Archie scored it. Kicked a goal.
5 seconds.
5
seconds left.
And there is a 2-point margin. The Swans lead it. If the Brisbane Lions can pull this off, this will overtake the Saints versus Melbourne. This is mad. Absolutely mad. 13-14, 92 to 13-12, 90.
The biggest loss here for Sydney, Grundy. When Grundy went off, they've kicked 3 in a row.
Very, very true, Jeff. So, make it 4 seconds left. No 6-6-6 to talk of here. It has to be a contest clearance and mark for Brisbane to try and
not even a high kick.
Try and beat the Houdini of all Houdini escapes. 4 seconds left. Sydney lead by 2 points. Gabba goes berserk. The hang time of the ball will take half the game clock off the hands of the ruck. It's kicked off the ground by Warner, and the Bloods have done it. The Bloods have done it. Against the reigning premiers at the Gabba. Sydney surge in late 2025 claims a huge scalp. What a game. Game of the season. Sydney has won by 2 points. 13-14, 92 to 13-12, 90. Oh, Swans fans, cheer it. It's been a bloody great night for you at the Gabba.
Win overall, while her loyal sons are marching onwards to victory.
So Sydney leading by 12 points at quarter time, 9 at half time, 20 at three-quarter time. They were out by 28 points with about, 5 minutes on the time clock. Brisbane kicked the last 4 goals of the game. But Sydney has won. Sydney has won 13-14, 92 to Brisbane's 13-12, 90. And just how costly this may be for Brisbane. If Freo beat Port tonight, the Lions are out of the top 4.
Cheer the red and the white, honour the name by day and by night. Lift that noble banner high, shake down the thunder from the sky. Whether the odds be great or small, Swans will go in and win overall, while her loyal sons are marching onwards to victory.
What do you think? 0437 774 774. We'd love to hear from you. 0437 774 774. Carlton and Gold Coast coming as well as Port versus Freo. So as mentioned, just got a text from colleague Mitch Turner, who indeed is correct. If Freo win tonight, they go into the top 4 at Brisbane's expense. Yet we were talking about this as an opportunity for the Lions to enter the top 2. Wow.
What a game. And he called it Q. I think that's the game of the year, that one. That was just out of everything. And I love that both sides were going through the corridor. That is such great football. Great to watch. Exciting. And to Sydney, and we spoke about it before the first bounce. Sydney have got nothing to lose. Danger game for Brisbane, and that's how it turned out. But what a finish.
Now, Brodie Grundy, we hope, is okay. He left the ground late in the game. I'm not sure whether
he's walking around.
Couple of weeks. What's the minimum now? If you get, he was knocked out
11 days or something.
12 days. You'll get 11 days minimum.
But was he concussed though?
Well,
he was concussed.
Because
Jamie did say that he sort of.
I was calling it in the call. As soon as he landed, I didn't even know the player. I said, I could see the arms come up. I said, that's a concussion. You got to stop the game.
So I'd go through the goal kickers. Isaac Heaney kicked 5 goals and took an amazing, the classic stepladder hang in the middle of the Gabba over the top of Josh Dunkley. 5 for Heaney, 2 for Chad Warner. Now the rest are singles. To Grundy, Rowbottom, Sheldrick, Florent, Campbell, and Buller. Brisbane, 3 goals for Logan Morris, 2 for Bailey, 2 for Wilmot, and single goals for Archie, Dunkley, Levi Ashcroft, Smith, McLaughlin, and Hipwood. So, again, just that scoring progression. Sydney by 12 at quarter time, 9 at half time, by 20 at three-quarter time. And in the end, they won by 2, 13-14, 92 to 13-12, 90. And now Sydney's won 7 of their last 9. And they've got the Cats coming to the SCG next Sunday afternoon before they finish over West against the Eagles. And speaking of over West, Brisbane go there next week to play Freo and finish at home against Hawthorn.
And here we are, and all the talk's been about how hard Hawthorn's draw is. Now it's just how hard's Brisbane's draw.
So
Brisbane are a different team on the road.
Brisbane go to the MCG, finally beat Hawthorn, finally beat Collingwood at the MCG. Go to Cardinia Park and flog the Cats. They've played 10 games at home and won 6 of them. This year. They are 6-4 at home.
I brought it up just before the game. Don't want to sound like I told you so, but they have not played well at home.
You told us.
But I'm just borrowing from your playbook. But there's the fact remains that they haven't played well. What is the secret? What is the secret?
I don't know. They're relying on something that they can't control, which is crowd noise, and they're just not showing up and playing. They're different grounds, and they just seem to be gelling and liking each other's company on the road. I know that because I've spoken to them individually, and they love it. So they've got to find a way to make sure this is absolutely a coliseum of pain.
Does the Lockie Neal absence? We didn't really talk about it much during the game, but boy.
One soldier out, one soldier in. This is a good team.
But, I mean, there are soldiers and then there are dual Brownlow medalists.
Not an everyday soldier. You take out the gladiator, you know.
Yeah, there's your original gladiators, and then you've got Maximus who's sitting on the sideline.
Yeah, it's not the same movie.
Maximus was sitting next to whatever you call Buddy Franklin in those scheme of things. That was an interesting pairing. Buddy Franklin was sitting up in the stands next to Lockie Neal.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, right.
Incredible.
I thought for a moment Russell Crowe turned up. So Lockie Neal was sitting next to Lance Franklin, was he?
Yeah, I looked up on the big scoreboard, and Lance just sort of quietly sitting there underneath a peaked cap and hiding.
We'll get into the Sydney rooms in a sec. Here the Acker. You're getting some. Who would have thought you're being a little bit sort of. What's the word?
Controversial.
Animated.
Passionate. What about passion? A game of footy, that's what you want to see. You don't want to see.
Bradley from Castlemaine says it's like sitting in the Brisbane cheer squad with you.
Yeah, I told you I'm biased, so go back to your little hut down there.
Hold on, just let me be respectful, please. Sorry. Some people are loving it. How are you going now, Acker? Have you settled down, says Danny.
I had.
Yep.
Told you that.
What else have we got here? Oh dear, Grundy's in trouble. Yeah, he's walking around. That's good.
Not a bad one, but they're all bad though.
Yeah. 0437 774 774. Joy in Perth says, thanks for the brilliant radio commentary on the Sydney-Brisbane match. Very exciting.
That's good. Good work, Hugh.
Michael's listening from Kobe in Japan.
Yeah. Kobe.
Very exciting match. And South Melbourne are going to do it.
You mean Sydney?
Well, yeah, the Bloods.
Like saying Fitzroy just lost that game.
Acker, get off radio if you're going to be one-eyed. Brilliant coverage, ABC. I'll take that. That's exactly who you are.
I'm out.
Get off, but it's brilliant.
Yeah, get off. The ABC like this, woke.
We love it, Jace. Now, we're going to...
I love it.
We're going to get a few more of your messages. 0437 774 774. Please send us your name and where you're texting from. Sydney win by 2 points. What a game. Jamie Stanton welcomes the Swans into the winners' rooms at the Gabba. You got us, Jamie?
Yeah, I've got you, Q. Can you hear me?
Yep, got you. Go ahead. We can hardly hear you for the sound of the raucousness with the Swans entering the rooms. But that's okay. They're just about to sing the song. We'll stay close, Jamie. Give us a shout when you get someone from the Sydney rooms. Swans have won it by 2 points. And the hammer went down from the opening bounce.
They were relentless, the Swans. They started with a bang and they finished with a bang. The Lions nearly got them, but you know what? The Lions would have stolen it had they have just gotten over there. I reckon the Swans, for a four-quarter effort, and as Acker pointed out, and probably rightly so, they did do those little dark things very, very well, but they did everything pretty well, the Swans.
Now, Jace, let's delve a little bit further into what you're saying. So, about the players preferring to get on the road, and, this could prove to be a very costly result for Brisbane.
You're forgetting that last year they were outside the top four and have played multiple final series, and I don't think they're really worried about where they finish. In fact, they're more concerned that they haven't got their team playing the way they want with their best squad at the right time. This is what tonight was about. They got beaten by a better team. They got to come up every week. They know that. They would be disappointed how good that the opposition played, that they didn't really match it to them early enough or long enough.
So what did we learn, Jace and Jeff, about how to beat Brisbane tonight? We've seen it a few times. What did Sydney do that is going to help the teams that come up against Brisbane?
The teams that have beaten them well here have been super physical, and they've been physical off the ball mainly, and they've just made Brisbane earn everything. They run at them. They just check them in the contest. They won't allow them to get their arms free. They just make it's an annoying game. Jeff, you remember just hitting you, tackling, pushing, going for marks. They're always doing that, and they do it really well. Collingwood did it that day here, that Easter Thursday. Other sides have done it as well, outside of the brilliance of just playing and fast and trying to expose their defence. So they had it all tonight, the Swans, but they had Grundy. Had Grundy.
Save your thoughts, Jeff, because we've got Jamie Stanton in the Sydney rooms.
Yeah, guys, I've got Errol Goulden down here with me after their thrilling 2-point win in the end. Errol, what was the feel like out there with the last couple of minutes?
Yeah, it was pretty chaotic. We were pretty average CB all day, I think. I think they got us in the centre clearance, and we probably switched off a little bit at the end there. But luckily for us, we did enough work earlier in the day. But obviously we would have liked to have made it a little bit easier for ourselves. But it's a really good win in the end for us.
And on a personal note, obviously you missed the start of the season and you've had to work your way back from the injury and then back into the team and build from that performance. How have you seen your growth and then your growth including that within the team?
Yeah, it's been a challenging year, obviously, and personally to miss a lot of footy, but then to not be playing finals as well for the first time in my career. It's been quite different, and since I've come back in, I've been playing as a majority as a forward as well, which has been a new role for me. So, I've just been super excited to try and add a few different strings to my bow and really work on my leadership skills within the team and help the team out off the ball a little bit as well. So, there's always things that you can work on, and this year's been a bit of a different one, but it's allowed me to, I guess, try and work on my game in different areas.
And then obviously tonight we've put in Jack Buller into the team and you've seen Jesse Detoli debut and stuff like that. How have you seen the young kids develop as the season's gone on?
Yeah, I think, we've also a number of injuries this year, particularly in the front end of the year, and I think one thing that does is it gives an opportunity for young blokes to play and get senior experience into them, and I thought they've been great since they came in. I thought Jesse Detoli was good again tonight. He's quite exciting. I think he's only a metre or two away from breaking a game open, and then even Caden, when he came on as a sub, he had some really good moments. He's super tough in the contest, and you mentioned Jack Buller. I think he's been really good since Logan and Joel haven't been playing. So obviously it'd be good to have a full team out there week in, week out, but one thing it does is it gives an opportunity to those blokes to come in and give it a crack.
Perfect, I'll throw it up to the boys.
Thank you.
Errol, Jeff White here, mate. Well played tonight. I just love the way you guys played that slingshot footy. Was there a message from Dean to play on at every opportunity? Because from when we're watching the game, it just looked like from the outset, play on, go quick, get Blakey involved, yourself. You just played exciting footy tonight.
Yeah, it was. We wanted to actually start playing a bit like that last week, but conditions probably didn't suit the match, and periods of the second quarter when the rain came, it probably wasn't the greatest conditions to play slingshot footy. But we want to use our numbers a little bit more and try a few things out this next couple of weeks before the season ends. Obviously, we can't play finals, so we want to use that as a period to, I guess, test ourselves and try a few different ways to play. I think usually we control the ball, we kick mark, but we want to play with a little bit more speed from back half and reward the boys for turning up to the contest and try to outnumber and go back through with hands. So I thought we did that really well. Obviously, you're going to stuff a few up, going manic and going fast, but we've been given a bit of a licence to have a crack at him.
And my last one is Sheldrick. Is he similar? You've been coaching him, left footer. He played well tonight.
Yeah, he did. He's been super this year, Gus. I think he's been rewarded with a new contract as well, which is great. He's a bit different of a player to me. He's an inside ball, and his clearance work is sensational. So it's really good to see him, get a bit of reward for effort.
Jason Ackermanis here, mate. I got to ask you, I've never seen you go up against, say, Darcy Ford and just block him out so Big Grundy could have a run at it. You were doing that a little bit all night. Your team was doing it fantastic. Those little things, I think that's been the improvement, just that ability for you guys across the board, forgetting your role playing forward because you've got a big engine, you like to use the ball, but everything you did off the ball, that sort of doesn't really get seen a lot, where you're sort of moving players, you're grabbing them, you're not allowing them free access. That's the thing I haven't seen you do in the early part of your career. Have you found that?
No, thanks, Zach. That's really kind. Yeah, it's something I've definitely tried to do. I think playing a bit more in front of the ball. I think you've got to find different ways to impact. You don't probably have as much space out on the wing, so I'm still learning every week. That's the thing for me. I've played a lot of footy on the wing, and it's a new role, and I'm super excited over the next few weeks to keep working on that. And I want to help my teammates out and do those little things off the ball, like blocking and helping boys getting better positions. I think that's something I can definitely work on, as you mentioned there. So that's something I'm going to hang my hat on for the next few weeks, and hopefully I did a good job of that tonight.
Errol Goulden's with us from the Swans rooms after a pulsating 2-point win for Sydney here at the Gabba. Quentin Hull here. Errol, can you believe that's the first time that Sydney's beaten Brisbane since your first game?
I was actually saying that out on the ground to a few of the boys. It's the first time we've won since my first game, so it's only taken 100 games to beat them. But no, it's obviously it's a tough game, a tough place to come and play. I've got nothing but respect for the Lions and the way they go about it. All their players super humble and they play the game the right way, in my opinion. And it's a really big scalp for us, and we'll take confidence going forward. And it's obviously great to get a win up here.
Can you tell us your view of the latest instalment of the Isaac Heaney Hang collection?
He's just ridiculous, isn't he?
Where were you on the ground?
I was running forward. That's where he was.
Yeah, I was half forward, so I had a pretty good view of it. Amazing, super athlete, so hardworking, dedicated to his craft. I'm sure you guys have heard it all the time, and it's no surprise to us. We see it day in, day out, the amount of work he puts into himself and into his game, and it's an absolute honour and a privilege to play with him every week. And we honestly look around when he does it, we just like, what the hell is going on? Like, this bloke is not from the same planet. So really, really lucky to be able to play football with him.
And that's the cream. And I've got to ask you about Brodie Grundy. How's he looking in the rooms? Because there was concern for him late. You saw him walking off, but boy, didn't he play a hand. And hasn't he been awesome the last couple of months?
Yeah, he's been great. He's the way he's been able to turn his season around. I think he'll tell you himself he didn't have a great start to the year, but he's stuck to his guns, and his I guess last probably 3 months has been as good as you'll see, and hopefully he gets rewarded at the end of the year with a few personal accolades. He's certainly been, I think, our most consistent player for the duration of the year, and he's got a bit of a fat lip, but I think he's all good from all reports.
Yeah, we've been told you've got to go, but thanks for your time, Errol. And thank you from just every footy fan for putting on an amazing display. That was a great game.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Yeah, Errol Goulden down in the Sydney rooms. If you've got no skin in the game, but from either side, and you just love footy, in the old days, before you could just look at things on YouTube, this would have been the most purchased VHS of Name a Game, I reckon, for 2025.
Not a DVD, VHS.
Yeah, the old remember the Name a Game catalogue that you used to see in the papers?
Better.
That you had to order and wait how many weeks to get the video copy of the game?
Saturday Winners, wasn't it? Saturday Winners.
Not quite that old.
But that was that old that you could, back in then, you could actually get away with punching blokes often. It's great.
So, take me into the Brisbane rooms. What's Chris Fagan talking about now, gentlemen? I think this. Here's a statement. The score flattered Brisbane in the end.
Yes, I totally agree with that.
Okay.
There's two areas they have to, besides Will Ashcroft, because he's so good with his hands in close. Hands in close. They fumbled it quite a few times tonight. That's where Sydney was so superior. The ability. Price, it reminded me a little bit like Hawthorn the other night.
Yeah.
The way they played their hands, Sydney.
Yep.
And the second part of Brisbane is their half forwards needed. Rayner did it in the last quarter, and I'm not singling him out, but he did a fantastic job coming off the half forward line, then making those crunch tackles, causing the turnovers in between the arcs. That's why Collingwood's been so successful this year so far, is because of the Jamie Elliott's, the Bobby Hills. Those Schultz come up, they create that contest in between the arcs. Brisbane didn't have that tonight. I didn't see any big tackles, besides Rayner, from Charlie Cameron, from Zach Bailey. So that's what they need to tidy up.
Well, Charlie Cameron had one tackle for the game. As a small forward, when you've got 13 more inside 50s for the match, 65 playing 52... You look, I'm just seeing a really great footballer out of form, to be honest with you.
He hasn't had the best of years, no. Now, your messages are flooding through. Let's get to them. And you can keep sending them. 0437 774 774.
I've got the shield up. Ready.
No, that's okay, Jace. Sydney's beaten Brisbane by 2 points. A reminder, depending on where you're listening to us, it's Carlton and Gold Coast or Port and Freo coming up. Freo fans now salivating. They win at the Adelaide Oval tonight over the Power, and Freo are inside the top four. So Sandra from Canberra says, great game, but the ABC has an old version of the Swan song. No, that's not our fault. That's what the stadium plays. So I'm assuming the problem is they had While Our Loyal Sons Go Marching Sons Go Marching In rather than While Our Loyal Swans Go Marching In.
Good pick up. What about
you know what? You know what about that song? We were speaking to Errol Goulden. The first time that they had the chance to play that game was Errol Goulden's debut, that round one game,
100 games
2021. They played that song in victory at a stadium for the first time here, I think.
That's ridiculous.
Never mind the top two. Can the Lions potentially miss the final 8? Haven't done those maths. I don't think so, because the Dogs are too far back.
Dogs are 4 points back, so they're on 48. The
Dogs can only get to 52, 56. So, no, Brisbane can't miss the 8. Great call of the game. Acker always entertaining on field and great in commentary. Not enough passion in the AFL, says Simon from York Peninsula. Thank you. I'm happy if Acker has bias. It's better than listening to BT's bias commentary for Collingwood. I don't know whether you take that with...
so does that mean...
That's from
okay?
Jason, another Jason.
As long as I'm biased for my team, for the Lions, unlike any bias for Collingwood, because he doesn't like
I will pull a rein every now and then. You're getting very close today, Jace, but let's keep rolling through these messengers. Too many passengers. Archie, Charlie, Rayner, not good enough output. Lions can't put 2 games together, says Matt, who's at the Gabba. What do you reckon?
That's what I'm saying about the half forwards coming up and having a contest. I didn't see any of that run-down tackle chase today. That's where they needed to stop Sydney and they couldn't.
Steve's a Hawk supporter in Mandurah. He's a fan. Ackery says you're the best expert commentator on radio. A pleasure to listen to.
I'm not an expert. I'm just biased. But thank you. I love Mandurah.
You hired Ackerman because he talks before he thinks, revealing his aggressive, nasty nature. Controversy is more important than commentary, says Rowan from Campbell's Creek. No, AFL Hall of Fame and a Brownlow medal. That's why we hired him. And 3 premierships. But thank you for your thoughts. And he knows the game. But... everyone's entitled to do their...
What is wrong with that bloke? I mean...
Hey, hold on. What do we got? Some orange on the orange rain trode on the road says, why are Sydney the Bloods when they win, but they're the Swans when they lose? We do
great question.
The commentator, we do like a bit of when the Swans play well, it's the Bloods. But they were bloodless early in the season. They put in a couple of shockers.
Well, it's interesting to say that Errol Gould, when I asked him the question about playing on as quick as you could, they tried to do it last week, but they couldn't. So there's obviously a game-style play that they've tried and they've changed up to finish off the rest of the year.
Here we go. Luigi from Borwin says, my maths is awful. I know that. That's why I've got a career in English. 48 plus 12. 3 to go for the Dogs.
Oh, the Dogs, yeah. Yeah, but...
Yep.
Is he a mathematics teacher by any chance?
Oh, they've got their game tomorrow against...
Sorry, I have not... I forgot that they have got 3 to play, yes. Thank you. My maths is awful. Luigi from Bourne. See, it doesn't matter who you are, Jace. Everyone has a crack at you.
He just called this whole game and he's now just tweaking one little bloody...
No, you got to get it right. You got to get it right.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and thank you to Mick from Mulgrave who ticks that as well.
Harsh but fair.
Yeah.
Just harsh. Just harsh.
I was never going to get anywhere when it come to doing quick maths, Michael.
Oh, mate, you and
I'm quick with my words, but not with my numbers.
No, you would have got an A+ for English.
So anyway, the Dogs...
Memory of names, that's a good one.
I've got to double check who they've got. So, of course, tomorrow it's Melbourne, and then it's... And then it's West Coast, and then it's, after that, Freo. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
good luck with that. Good luck, jump.
But Brisbane's, okay, yeah, because...
That's too hard.
And percentage is not really an issue for Brisbane because they've got the draw from the game in Tasmania against North Melbourne. So the Dogs, yes, could go 2 points ahead of... But there are others that are behind Brisbane as well. So we are getting into murky territory, but you are correct. There's got to be some matrix which gives that a possibility to happen.
Then all of a sudden, how big is that Wednesday night game?
I know.
Gold Coast v Essendon.
Hey, Jace, just to make you feel better, there are so many more texts giving me crap for not getting my maths right than giving it to you for your commentary.
Hang on. Is there a moderator for that? Because there's probably can't let a lot of the stuff through from me. Swearing and carry on. You got to get your maths right.
Yeah, I got to get my maths right. Sydney 13-14 92, Brisbane 13-12 90. After earlier today, St Kilda beat Richmond by 4 points. And stick around, as mentioned, Carlton and Gold Coast at Docklands, Port taking on Freo at the Adelaide Oval. I'll just give the around the grounds as well. My word, we got the close one here. Across town, you know what the score is at Lang Park? There's 8 minutes to go. The Sydney Roosters 60 lead the Dolphins 6.
Oh, Fins down.
Fins down, all right.
Fins
60 to 6. And the Dolphins, that was, as the round began, Dolphins 8th, Roosters 9th.
Oh my.
Wow.
That's a close
Bulldogs and Warriors to come later tonight. Earlier today, St George Illawarra beat Cronulla 22-14. I'll give the run of the stats. Good luck doing your votes. For the winners, the Swans. Goulden 29, Chad Warner 26, Sheldrick 26, Heaney 23, plus 5 goals, plus mark of the year asterisk, depending on the way you look at it. Mills 22, Jordan 20, Lloyd 20, Blakey 20. For the Lions, Dunkley 31, Will Ashcroft 31, McCluggage 30, Zorko 28, Wilmot 27, Levi Ashcroft 27. And that's the top group for Brisbane. Overall possessions plus 10 Sydney. Contested possessions plus 15 to the Swans. Clearances. Brisbane won the clearances 40-21 and the centre bounce clearances 20-9.
And they won the inside 50, 65-52, Q, but the scoreboard. That's the important part. They didn't convert. They had a shocking conversion rate tonight, the Brisbane Lions, going inside 50.
And they had a lot of opportunities in that last quarter as well.
But that was just in great pressure from the Swans. They were absolutely incredible.
Who's on the votes?
Me.
Jeff.
Because the text messages said that they don't want Acker to do it.
Because I'm biased. So now we're getting Jeff White.
Yes. I just come in.
So what do we start with? B. Grundy, 3 votes?
Yeah, no. He was good.
He was in the fight.
He was good. If he didn't get 3 votes last week, then I don't know who would have been doing the votes. But one.
By the way, what was he had the 39 last week. What was your record for most disposals in a game when playing ruck?
20. Playing ruck, I had 33 one game.
Gee whiz.
Who are you playing against? I'm assuming that was while you were at the D's.
I was playing against Luke Darcy.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Really?
That doesn't surprise me.
33.
So
he's off the long run again.
We do have an example of a white dominating a Darcy. Now, I reckon the only AFL specimen that might be able to get to the young fella is your young fella who played for Casey today. Young Kalani, who's what, 6'4"?
6'7".
He's 6'7".
He went for a hang on Oscar McInerney, actually. Big O.
In the VFL.
He dropped it.
It's a long way up, though.
He went for it.
Can he jump like you, though, Jeffrey?
He can jump higher than me.
Oh, what? Are you sure about that?
100%.
What, have you measured him and you measured yourself?
Well, if you can do...
He did state athletics at high school and all that, didn't he?
Yeah.
A high jump?
A high jump, he's jumped 2 metres, which I didn't do 2 metres.
That's because he's taller than you.
So 2 metres is what... 2 metres is what wins most women's high jump world meets.
Yeah, well, that's his... And he does 360 dunks and stuff like that, so...
We're talking Nicola Oleschlager's Eleanor Patterson high jump for a teenage kid. Yep.
So he's done that.
Is he going to the Suns after all that?
Decisions.
Or the Melbourne new coach.
Rub the shoulders.
We were going to ask him about that, but let's do the votes.
The votes. 1 vote to Will Ashcroft. I thought he was outstanding tonight. And not only possessions, but the way he used the ball. He just really broke the line and kept them in the game, and his centre bounce clearances were fantastic. We had a little bit of a debate here with Acker, and I totally agree with him. I'm going to give 2 votes to Isaac Heaney. Even though he kicked 5
and took a hang,
the 3 votes is going to go to Chad Warner, because if it wasn't for Chad Warner breaking those lines and having 13 contested possessions and getting it inside forward 50, Isaac Heaney doesn't kick 5 goals. And so, and I'm going to give a shout out to.
Who'd you get your 3?
So 3 to Chad Warner.
3 to Chad Warner.
2 to Isaac Heaney. But I reckon Sheldrick was really good tonight. Really impressive. Got his contested possession up. Used the ball extremely well, and he could have kicked 3 himself. I think he did.
1 goal, 2, and he had a game high 11 score involvements.
Yeah, and there was 2. Those 2 points he kicked were on his non-preferred.
Yep.
That's a tough gig to do the votes.
Yeah, tough gig to do the votes, but what an outstanding game. That was a cracker.
Well, between Heaney and Sheldrick, they had 21 score involvements between them, and the Swans only had 27 scores.
Wow.
Here's a good one on the text. Annabelle and Michael are listening from Hyderabad, India. They're wishing their Queensland mate Trent a happy birthday and commiserations. Congrats to the Swannies. Go the Bloods!
Hyderabad.
In capitals. We can't get the games on the telly here, but really appreciate the commentary on the ABC Listen app. Our thanks to the whole team. To Annabelle and Michael in Hyderabad, India. So there you go. That Listen app.
Hyderabad.
Take it all around the world. Pete from Ballarat reckons this won't be the only upset this round. He reckons Port can do exactly what Sydney just did.
What about Carlton?
Oh, turn it up. I'll just say turn it up.
I've had a really good day at the footy, Jace, and now I get to go home and listen to that. Got to listen to the Blues.
Mate.
Vossi though, have you spoken to Michael?
Yes.
When did you last speak to the Carlton coach of 2026, definitely?
Definitely.
Well, when did you last speak to him?
You want recently like Tuesday, or you want recently like a month ago? When
was the last time you spoke to Michael?
Well, I talked to him on text. I'm just saying, hang in there.
Communications.
Hang in there. I was talking to Fly as well. I'm like, you don't look like your normal self, and
Yeah.
But Vossi's just neat.
What about the Scott boys? We saw them side by side in the coach's box last night, so to speak. Chris and Brad.
Yeah. No.
Still in touch with them a lot?
No, only when I see him face to face.
Okay.
They're
but
not
still.
Really, well, Vossi is the worst of everyone for texting. So if I text him, it means nothing because I might never hear from him. So I text him on his birthday. But if he gets back to me, I know he's like, he's near his phone. But the Scott brothers, I wouldn't even bother texting them. When I see them face to face, they're fantastic. We have a great chat. So you just know
some people text, communicate, some don't.
Yeah, some do. So I just hope when I text Michael that I might get something back.
That's my segue into reminding everyone of the news from the MRO. That weird contest last night where Dylan Shield pushed Mark O'Connor into young Lual, who almost bent like he was made of rubber, the young man. He looked okay in the end. But so I'll read this out now. So it's been assessed as rough conduct. Dylan Shield has been sent straight to the tribunal. If the charge is upheld by the tribunal, while the tribunal will determine the sanction in their sole discretion, the AFL's view is that a suspension of one match is the appropriate penalty. So this is one of those super docklands. We're not telling you what to do, but this is what we think kind of things. They do it well. You can decide what you want, but we think we think
this is what it should
it's a one-game ban.
We'll just give him a one-game ban.
Yeah, so this is due to both the impact to O'Connor and the significant potential that Shield's teammate Lual, who could have suffered a serious head or neck injury arising from Shield's unreasonable conduct, which caused Lual's head and neck to make contact with the ground with force. In this respect, the laws of Australian football state that a player owes a duty of care to all other players, not just their opponents.
Oh, that's a day.
So refer to the tribunal. We think you should give him one, but it's up to you to decide what you want.
That's one of the greatest word salads I've ever seen.
And they've got quite the buffet at Docklands of those word salads.
They do. Head office.
Oh, man.
Get off a salad bar.
That is such a grey area. That if you do that, I mean, at training, you get your teammates. You could be anywhere and do anything accidentally. And what's next?
So, Jace, because we love you because of your honesty and passion. Are you, is this a Brisbane team 2 weeks from the finals that looks like a defending back-to-back premier?
Yes, they do. Give Sydney some credit. They played unbelievable. Yep. They were fantastic. And the teams that have come up here, we've been watching. I've been here. You've been here. They've been amazing. They've played some really aggressive, awesome footy. So Brisbane will go and tweak again. We can go on about Lachie Neale and all the other players that are not in, but you've still got to bring it. And when they brought it, the Lions, they got what they needed. They got shots on goal. They just didn't execute in the last quarter, as we saw. It's not the end of the world. And considering, I think, a few of their very good players are just sort of, they look tired tonight. They look like they got beaten by a better team on and off the ball.
And a classic scene here. I've just looked at, the security guards are starting to usher the fans off the ground after kick to kick, yet Caden Cleary is continuing to do laps around the boundary line, weaving around all of the fans kicking their footies.
The joy of the
saw Lynchy.
The joy of the sub. I
saw Lynchy walk. It was like Alistair Lynch, sorry, yes, my fault. He's walking across from Fox. He looks like he had an invisible shield. Balls are whizzing everywhere. Lynchy is walking like nothing in the world was bothering. Everything came close to him, nothing touched him. And it was only at the end here when he just got off nearly to the boundary line here, which is all of 125 metres. A kid recognised him, and the poor guy, he had to stop for about 5 or 6 autographs. But he got through that whole crowd, all those balls, you've seen it, everyone gets hit on the head. And
here's a good text from Adam in Coburg, who we were talking about Charlie Cameron being out of form, but Adam gives him a rap. Said, how about Cunningham shut down on Cameron? We may be 3.5 minutes from the end of the broadcast, but boy, the Turvey Park boy did a good job, didn't he?
And there's your Riverina reference, people.
Those playing bingo had to wait till the end.
Late in the game, but bingo it is.
He did do, and he does do a great job, Cunningham. You'd love him on your team. If you're a coach, he'd be one of the first picked every week.
Can you give me your thoughts on tonight's game? I'll start with you, Jeff. Gold Coast versus Carlton. They've earned a spot in the finals just about, the Suns, but I think they still need to earn the wider respect by going and winning these games that need to be won.
Yeah, when you're the favourite, and I think that's what they've got to do. Yeah.
Who do you reckon tonight, Jace?
Suns. They are too slick, too fast. They move the ball too well. If they play to their standard, don't worry about who they're playing against. They're so hard to beat, let alone Carlton, who are just, who knows where they're going, what's happening. But, yeah, they've got too many slower players, shall I say. Have I said to Vossi for 3 years? He knows that.
Well, speaking of slower players, you've been far from complimentary about Freo's style.
It's gotten better.
You reckon it has?
Way better.
Yeah. You reckon they win at the Adelaide Oval tonight?
No. Who are they playing? Port?
They're playing Port.
Oh, yeah, they can win that.
Yeah.
But they hate each other, so anything can happen. You get a couple of injuries early, and Port will be up for it. They've got nothing to lose. It'll be like today.
That's exactly right. Yep.
They bring it, and it's hard. It's a tough competition. I was telling you. Anyway, they should win, but what would I know?
I heard Corby and the team earlier today talking about, I think we're into the mid-30s this season of top 9 v bottom 9, and only on one occasion had the bottom 9 won. So that stat's been doubled.
It's mental and physical both, I'd say. What's going on? When was the last one that the bottom team beat the top team? Remember that used to happen?
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often at all.
Doesn't happen very often now.
Thank you, Jason.
No problem. I'm back. I may never be back, but thanks for having me.
No, you're back.
You're back.
That's just a standard day
Sunday, the 24th of August, aren't you?
What?
They'll be running a poll tomorrow for you, Aka.
Jeffrey?
Yes.
Safe travels back down.
Thank you.
The M1.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Q.
Thank you, Jamie. Jamie Stanton's just returned
well done,
from the
Jamie.
van. Great job.
Good work.
Jamie. Thanks to Robert Apoloni on the photos, and to the cult figure Adam Jones back in the studio. So just to roll through this again, 12 points was the margin for Sydney at quarter time, 9 at half time, 20 at three-quarter time. And it ended up just a 2-point margin. Brisbane kicked the last 4 goals of the game. Sydney now 11 and 10. They won 13-14 to 13-12. Swans have got Geelong at the SCG. I know I've noticed the Sydney crowds have been dropping off. They'll come back a bit, I reckon, for that. Because one, it's a Sunday afternoon game, which they love.
Yes.
And two, they're playing a bit better, and they'll be thinking, let's see if we can knock off the Cats.
Let's repair those divots in the field first.
Yeah, Geelong and West Coast to come for Sydney, while it's Brisbane. Big trip across to Perth to play Freo before they finish at home against Hawthorn. So, if you're listening to us on News Radio, you'll have to go to the Listen app for the rest of tonight's footy. Depending on where you are on analogue radio, it's either Docklands or the Adelaide Oval. But remember, Listen app and the ABC AFL buttons are where you can catch either game of footy. You can also catch the cricket, which starts tomorrow night in Darwin, all happening on ABC Sport.
Hello, Patrick Stack here. Do you like sport and good conversation? Then we've got a great podcast for you. One cracking story, in depth, every day, in under 15 minutes. It's called ABC Sport Daily, and you can find it on the ABC Listen app.